Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Antioch High School. Dan Wall and Anthony Schultz here with Delta TV's pregame show. And Dan, what a rivalry this has been. Last year's game, one of the best games I've seen at any level of football. And I think we're looking at about, a century worth of big little game rivalry.
Well, now remember, people are going to ask you, this is the 100th meeting. They started playing in 1924, though, because we had multiple games during some of those years. Because remember, back in 1924, Tony, there was no Liberty, Freedom, Deer Valley, Heritage. It was like Antioch played Pittsburg every week. And then they, so there was a lot of multiple meetings back in those days. But this year, now we could have a multiple meeting this year. We'll talk about a little later because these two teams could end up playing each other again in the playoffs. So
it could be very interesting. The playoff formula, the playoff format's kind of like getting settled here, and they'll have that meeting tomorrow to figure out who is going to be in it. Let's start with the today's leading man, so to speak, Najee Harris, and he's a big reason why there's been so much fanfare for this. Should be another great game for him, Dan, and Najee Harris, just another unbelievable year. And what is it now, over 7,000 yards in his career here at Antioch?
Well, he's rushed now for 7104 in his career. He has 89 touchdowns, which is it'd be close to an NFL record, and if you played your whole career, and he's only played 3 years and has another game here today, and then of course some playoff games. But Tony, the Najee Harris thing, that's the reason why we're doing a pregame show today instead of the game. If you look around this field, there's more production crew here than at tomorrow's Raider game. And they might be going from here to the Raider game.
They might as well.
Because we've got cameras running, zip lines running down the field. We've got scissor lifts. We've got 2 announcing booths. We've got
53-foot truck.
53-foot truck parked outside, and then we've got all the we've got another announcing team. We've got us. We've got a pregame show. We've got a halftime show. We've got a postgame show. Styx is playing at halftime, and not really. That's the only thing I made up. So and it's all because of basically, and you don't hate to put it all on one kid, but it is because of Najee Harris.
Sure.
If this was a regular game, like probably next year's we'll get back to, there would still be 8,000 people here. It would still be a big game. It'd still be the BLG. But I don't know if it's going to be nationally televised.
Probably not, but it's still going to be a great game anyway. Last year's game was absolutely fantastic. And sort of, I guess, the understudy in this, and kind of sometimes the forgotten man a little bit, is Montez Thompson. Had a bit of an ankle injury early this year, so he's been slowed up with that. But the numbers absolutely outstanding for him, Dan. 187 yards per game. He scored 20 touchdowns rushing this year, and 1,309 yards with an injury. He's no slouch on the other side.
Yeah, checking our stats here. This is Najee for this. Now, we just checked our record book. We're looking at Najee's stats, but Montez has already broken the Pittsburg career rushing record. He doesn't really have a chance at the season record. Now, Najee holds every record in Antioch history, and to say they might get broken again it's kind of like Joe DiMaggio's hit streak. These are the kind of records that it's going to take quite a performance to break. I mean, Najee almost had the record halfway through his junior year, and he has the record for just about everything. Thompson does not have everyone, but he does now have the career rushing mark. And now let's think about that for a Tony. John Henry Johnson played football here.
Hall of Famer with the 49ers, $1 million backfield.
Ken Simonton played high school football here, who was a big-time running back in the Pac-10 and a career record holder at Oregon State at the time. So, and there's been other great backs over the years. He's another guy that is definitely a step above. You know what I mean, he's a guy that you're going to look at and you're going to say, I might see that guy playing Saturday football, Sunday football. And, of course, we know the story with Najee, still committed to Alabama, yet to sign a letter. Hopeful coaches lining
Michigan
up the sidelines.
kind of might be getting in the way of that.
Jim Harbaugh flying in a helicopter overboard just to wave so he can go back to his game today. But yeah, we all know how important Najee Harris is to Antioch, to their offense, and to everything that's going on out here today.
Yeah, we talk about Najee, probably the best player you could say in the history of Antioch football. But we talk about John Henry Johnson on the other side. On the Antioch side, aside from Najee, probably got to mention Gino Marchetti when you're talking about the greatest players to ever play here, one of the top 100 greatest players, member of the 58-59 Colt championship teams, Hall of Famer, and all those things. Gino could kind of get it done with the pass rush.
He was a great player, fantastic, Hall of Famer. Played with another great guy that we all know, Worth Shaw. The softball fields are named after Worth. He came back to Antioch to be the rector. There was a lot of people who said Worth was just as good as Gino, but he got hurt.
Right.
And he could not play professional football. So, yeah, and then you have to remember some of the other great names that came out here, the quarterbacks. You know, Tony, today's our 25th anniversary, the first time we did a big little game. Mark Butterfield played in that game. Also, Jason Ferdusco, Gary Scheide, some of the great names we've heard over the years. Some of the tight ends, Mike Lucky, Eric Snelson. So there's a lot of history in this game. There's a lot of players. And one thing we got to point out, Tony, just looking at it, we got to talk about the Pittsburgh offense and Antioch defense and Antioch offense and Pittsburgh defense, because there are other players out here today, aside from Mr. Harris and Mr. Thompson.
And let's start with let's go to the starters now, and we'll hit the Pittsburgh offensive starters first. On offense, Sel Kuka is going to be the quarterback. Montez Thompson, the aforementioned Thompson, at the running back. Armand McCraven, Donovan Cross, Tantre Pierce, Jay Boyd, the wide receivers. Vargas, Harmon, Wright, Avila, and Devon Taylor up front for Pittsburgh. And Antioch defense, Sir Forbes, Timmy Dorsey, Elijah Avery on the front line. Jackson, Bellardo, Cameron Nathan, and Omari Harris, another guy we'll see on offense as well for Antioch. Carnthong, the linebacker, Antoine Tanner, Isaiah Dunn, Isaac Freitas in the defensive backfield for Antioch. And boy, it's just, there's talent all over this place. And we're going to get into it a lot later on, especially for the post-game show, Dan. But God, both these teams are really kind of full of great players.
Well, let's go through it just kind of individually here. Kuka is a decent passer. He's not the main guy in their offense, but he does throw the ball nicely. He comes in, let's take a look right here. 6'2", 185, a senior. Now Thompson, we all know, running in a single back offense. 4 wide receivers, all of them good, all of them fast, all of them athletic. You could see many, many different looks and sets here today. Pittsburgh kind of likes to throw that at you, a lot of different looks, different ways to run. They have a big line, both on the offensive side and the defensive side. So we're going to see those kind of guys. Yeah, okay. There we just walk right. Yeah, guys. Hello, we're on television here.
Everybody's looking for camera time.
I already got it.
We're out here right in the middle. It's live TV, Tony. You can't predict it. It's like when you do when Jack Hanna does his show. You never know when the tiger might
attack,
or the panther might attack in that case. So, and as you look on defense, the one guy that stands out for Antioch is Cameron Nathan. He has been a monster this year. Leading tackler, leading sack guy for Antioch. We've seen him a number of times do. He was big last week against Liberty. So he's the guy that's going to be probably, first of all, he's the guy that gets to the quarterback. So he's the one that's got to try to disrupt Kuka.
And you don't necessarily know where he's going to be coming from because they line him up in so many different spots.
He can play defensive end. He can play linebacker. He's very fast. He's part of that new wave of defensive ends that isn't exactly big. It used to be the 4 guys across the front were these big, huge guys. Well, nowadays, because of the speed that you need, it's not the same anymore. So another guy that has played well on that side of the ball is Vinny Biardo, who's a sophomore, and we'll see back. He's a good tackler. He's a little bowling ball in there. So those are the defensive guys that are going to be testing Pittsburgh's offense. And Pittsburgh's offense has gained nearly 500 yards a game.
Yes.
They've scored a lot. Look at their record. Look at who they've played, except for the one loss last week to Freedom, who won last night and ended up 10-0. And we'll talk about that in a second.
47 unanswered points for the Falcons last night.
So that's their MO, and they've scored a lot of points as well. But it's going to be interesting, but at this point, if someone came up to you and said, all right, give me this game in a nutshell, Pittsburgh's offense versus Antioch defense, it's Montez Thompson.
Yeah.
And can Antioch stop the run and some of those shorter passes if they establish the run game?
If Antioch's had a problem this year, defense and some penalties at times, but defense has been a problem. Let's look on the other side of the ball now, the Antioch offensive starters. And Willem Carnthong is a quarterback. Najee, of course, the running back. Isaiah Dunn, Isaac Freitas, Jameer Wilson, the wide receivers, Kobe Williams at tight end. Fatu, Avery Sahota, Alberto Sandoval, and Garrett Robinson across the front line. Now, we've heard plenty about Najee. Jameer Wilson's kind of a guy, and Isaac Freitas, another guy. These guys can make some plays down the field as well.
Well, as you look at their offense, last year, I think Antioch had a little bit more depth when it came to big play guys. especially early in the year. If you remember the first game we did last year, remember Najee ran for a touchdown, and then Ryan Payne scored a touchdown, and then they had some other guys in there. This year it took a while, but they have over the course of the last couple games since they started to win again, have started to establish other guys. Last week we saw a ton of guys handle the ball. They were up big, but instead of just handing it to Najee, you had Day Green with some carries. You had Dorsey with some carries. Then you've seen Jameer Wilson, Freitas, Dunn have all made big plays. They also have 2 tight ends. Sion Vaki, remember last week, made a nice catch, and Kobe Williams in the Liberty game made a nice catch and run for touchdown. So there's some other guys there. The big matchup here is Pittsburgh's massive defensive line that all go over 200 pounds against Antioch's front 5, led by Alberto Sandoval and the center, Sayo Feitu.
And then Pittsburgh's defensive starter, Jason Harmon, is the end. Tariq Wright, Jacob Bandis. Vic had a lot of good things to say about Jacob Bandis. Those are the tackles. Iffy Joyner's the end. Mason Collins, Jack Lacey, the third. Michael Pryor are the linebackers. AJ Boyd, Armand Craven, Willie Hart's the third. Boy, how many different ways has that guy scored touchdowns this year? And Justin Sanders is the strong safety. And the defensive line last year, Dan, they all came back this year. And they've got more guys even behind them. They are loaded up front as far as the defensive line goes. And I talked to Vic Galley yesterday. He told me a couple of these guys, they're not only going to be playing this position here in high school, they're going to be playing at the next level, and they're going to be playing the defensive line at the next level. Serious talent up front for Pitt.
Well, Vic sent me a 67-page pregame scouting report. And on those pages I think everyone gets mentioned at least once, including Vic, who has a whole page just to himself. Hi, Vic. They're athletic and they're fast and they're very talented, and you have to play the kind of schedule they've played, have the kind of wins they have, and have the kind of anticipation going into this game. Now we're going to have to take a break here, Tony, for a live version of the Star Spangled Banner, and then we'll come back and we'll review the strategy of the game and talk about a few other things. We've got 13 minutes to go until the kickoff.
All right. Okay, here back with the Delta TV post-game show. Dan Wall.
This is the pregame show, Tony. Someone might have fallen asleep right then and missed the whole game.
Delta TV pregame show.
There you go.
With Dan Wall. I'm Anthony Schultz. Okay, Dan, we're talking about the strategy of this game. If there is one thing that Antioch's going to have problems with, it's going to be defensively. Antioch has not had a great year on defense. Pittsburgh, you talked about rolling up all these yards, 500 yards a game. The point totals, you look at the point differentials in their games, and they're really blowing everybody out until they got to the Freedom game, and they barely lost that one. That turned out to be one of the best games of the year. But right now, Antioch's defense, you got to figure they're going to have their hands full with the Pittsburgh offense.
They are, and but one good thing, if you have Antioch, if you have any momentum going in this game, is last week they probably played their best defensive game against Heritage. Now, is that because Heritage's schemes worked against Antioch's defense? Quite possibly. I mean, one of the things we noticed is Heritage really couldn't run outside against Antioch. That's not going to be the case today. I mean, they're going to be able to get outside. It's going to depend on what Antioch can. And both these guys are those same kind of guys. How do you tackle Najee Harris? Multiple helmets, guys. Low. Yeah. One guy high, one low, one on his back, and 6 or 7 riding him down the field.
And a lasso.
Yeah, and Montez Thompson probably a lot of the same things. So it'll be interesting to see how Antioch's defense does in this game tonight or today. Last year, though, let's go back to last year.
What a great game.
Great game, probably the top 3 of in local high school history. And this series has been going on for, 92
century.
years, 100 meetings. Some of the great games have been played here, and we'll talk about that in a minute after we go through the standings. But if we can pull up the BVAL standings, we'll give you an idea of where everyone falls.
We know
in this. We know Freedom's in.
Unbeaten. Another win last night over Liberty. And Pitt right behind them, just a one loss. That was to the Falcons, and there we have it. Antioch at 6-3. And there's Heritage, who had a great year until they had to play Freedom, Pittsburg, and Antioch. Everything was going great for
It's like, take those three out, they're 7-0.
And there's Liberty. Kind of slid back a little bit this year, and Deer Valley way down at 1-9. But there you see it. Freedom, as far as we get to those the playoff situation, you got to figure Freedom's going to get a spot.
Well, let's explain to the folks. They're asking, what's this open thing? Okay, so here's the open thing. Instead of having 12 teams in one NCS Division I playoff, you're going to have 4 in the NCS Open Division. That gets the state berth, or possibly the game in Sacramento going to the state berth, but they have a chance to win. The NCS Division I, they will not be a state berth for that division, but you can win a North Coast Section Division I championship. So we know Freedom's in, they're 10-0. We know De La Salle's in because they're always in. Now here's where the interesting questions come down.
You got Clayton's probably going to get a spot
too. Well, but there's also this little bit of Vic Galley, our good friend Vic, keeps asking me, well, why did they get an automatic spot? They're 9-1. They lost to a team from the San Diego, Mission Viejo, or somewhere down there, and where they have $1 million houses on every corner home.
Quality team.
Quality homes by there.
High rent district.
Yeah, very high rent. But when you look at some of Clayton's wins, Los Lomas, Acalanes, Miramani, they are not the teams.
So you're telling me the strength of schedule not quite as good.
It's going to depend on what happens here. Now, if Pitt wins by a lot today, does Pittsburgh go into that spot with Freedom, Monte Vista? Because Monte Vista's only loss is to De La Salle. So see, if Pittsburgh loses today, it's easy. It's Freedom, Monte Vista, De La Salle, and Clayton Valley. Pitt and Antioch will be in the Division I. We looked at the standings with Heritage will be in there, and then you'll have California, San Ramon, San Leandro, Foothill, and Irvington. Now, poor Irvington at 5-5 is going to have to play either Pittsburgh or Antioch or California, and they lost the game
sacrificial lamb
74-0 this year. They're 5-5. I don't want to know who their 5 wins are against, but they lost 74-0 to Encinal. So, yeah, they might not be around for long. The rest of that, Foothill's one of them teams, they started slow, 6-4 they finished. You don't want to play Foothill in the playoffs, though. Coach Sweeney knows what he's doing. Last year right on this field, 56-55, another great game in the playoffs last year. So you got Heritage, who, as you mentioned, struggled against the better teams. San Leandro lost to everyone out here. So that bottom bracket, really, when you look at it, if it's Antioch, Pittsburgh, San Ramon, California, or if San Leandro gets to jump up because they're a first-place team, you can't really see too many upsets there. I think the second half of the bracket's going to be Antioch, Pitt, San Ramon, and California, and then it's going to fall out who plays who. And if everything works out, we might have an Antioch, Pittsburgh, NCS Division I final. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be really interesting. But one of the things you're telling me here is because of the voting that will take place tomorrow to find out who's going, which is very apropos because we've got the Super Tuesday coming up for our presidential election.
I just call
it. It's finally going to be over.
Let God end it all.
It'll finally be over. So we'll have this Sunday, but we can't call it Super Sunday. I think that's taken.
It is, and it's simple, really. I mean, the only real decision is who gets the 4th spot in the Open, depending on what happens here today. So that's the interesting thing about that. So as we look ahead and actually take a look back. But before we do that, Tony has to tell you about some of our great advertisers that help us out all year here at Delta TV.
Yeah, some of the people that are really responsible for getting us on the air and for us helping us bring to you Panther football all season long. We want to thank them. Redwood Painting Company, protective coating systems for commercial, industrial, and residential clients for more than 60 years. Thanks to Redwood Painting Company for sponsoring Panther football. And Bothman Construction, understanding your goals, exceeding your expectations, building your world, realizing your vision. Bothman Construction, another proud sponsor. HKIT is excited to continue the renovation work for Antioch High School. Currently, they've transformed the 1100 Hall into a media tech center, updating classrooms and building a new cafeteria with a beautiful quad area. RGM Associates has earned its reputation as one of the most professional, experienced general contracting and construction management firms in Northern California. They are a proud sponsor of Panther football. And again, we thank all of them for helping us bring to you Panther football, and we look forward to more in the future.
Yes, we do, Tony. And and tailgaters as well.
And tailgaters, and we will be at tailgaters after this game. A little bit of a celebration, getting the guys together. So join us down at tailgaters in Antioch after the ball game tonight.
And everyone out there who knows me, I'll be tailgating at the Tank for the Sharks game against the Penguins. Today I call a Pittsburgh doubleheader. Pittsburgh and Antioch and Pittsburgh and San Jose. So I'm all about Pittsburgh today, but right now we're about the BLG. And Tony, I just want to tell you guys, we got about 5 minutes before the game starts, about some of my favorite Big Little game memories. Of course, the first time I attended the game in Pittsburgh was in 1966. I was 6 years old, and even back in those days, the crowds were so huge we had to sit on the grass on the sidelines to watch the game. That's how many people showed up to that game. Last year's game will always go down as one of the greatest that I've ever seen. It was just a fabulous game, and it meant so much. It was an undefeated season for Antioch, and against their chief rival, who put up a great fight, 44-42. It was a great game. 92, the overtime game at Pitt, that's the season, or 91, actually going into 91-92 school year, but 91 was the game. That was the year that Pitt went on to beat De La Salle in the Coliseum. And that's the last time, of course, De La Salle still has not lost a game to a Northern California team since that day, 25 years. And here, our very first game we did 25 years ago, and as I mentioned in that game, Mark Butterfield for Antioch, and for Pittsburgh, Reagan Upshaw, James Stallworth, Chris Shipe, Percy McGee. I mean, it's unbelievable you can remember all that, but that's how good that game was. And this game means so much to these people in this town, and it's kind of nice that it went away for a while. When Deer Valley first opened, and then they got good,
Antioch kind of slid
it kind of
down
went
there
to
for
that.
a while.
And this was played on Friday nights. It didn't mean as much. The Big Little game deserves to be played on Saturday afternoon at 1:30. Just like it is right now. So everyone can attend, everyone can come and have a great time, and if hopefully the game is just a little bit as good as last year's was.
I hope so. When I talked to Vic Galley yesterday, he told me about the 2006 game, that a double overtime thriller, and he mentioned that game. That was the only other time, besides last year, that in his tenure here at Pitt, that he's lost to Antioch.
Yeah, you know, Vic has an amazing record. In his BVAL record, coming into tonight's game, is 75-11 in the BVAL. You know, we've changed the league name a few times. Right. He's lost 2 games now. He's 14-2. And this series has been very topsy-turvy. You know, in the early parts of this series, it was all Pitt. Up until 1969 or 70, when Antioch broke that streak and then won 14 straight games against Pittsburgh. And then it kind of went back and forth, and now it's swung back in Pittsburgh's direction. And so Antioch last year, one of the big things, of course, was having Najee Harris. You know, that he put the game over the top for the Panthers last year. And, you know, one thing we haven't mentioned, Tony, and you got to say it, depending on what happens, this could be his last game here in Antioch.
Right.
They're not guaranteed a home game in the playoffs. You'd like to think they might get one, but that's it. So we want to thank Najee Harris for all the thrills. Tony, send us out.
Okay, so we'll send it to the boys at Bleacher Report. Guys, take over.
Have you guys ever heard of Najee Harris?
He isn't real. My dad told me that was all made up.
No, he's real. Legend said that he was half man and half horse. Everything that he came in contact with was destroyed.
You guys are crazy. He's an urban legend. No one has ever seen him. I have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. I've seen him train late at night. He didn't know I saw him, but I did. He trains after midnight so no one can see him. He's the biggest football player I've ever seen. He'll run past you before you even know it. And never look him in the eye. Ever. Why not? His eyes are piercing. last kid that saw him training went missing. I was lucky I got away.
Yeah, right. You're making this up. No one has ever seen him? Najee is an urban legend. And that... And they never found the kid?
No. Do you think that's him?
We're trading in the Friday night lights for the Saturday sun. High school football on Bleacher Report Facebook Live. The Antioch High School Panther hosting the Pittsburg Pirates, a big-time rivalry here by the Bay. And it is a beautiful day.
Yeah.
This is Michael Felder. I'm Stephen Elson. Welcome to BR Varsity Live, Felder.
Yeah.
And
make sure you use that hashtag, folks. Hashtag BR Varsity Live.
yeah, you can get a part of the broadcast in any way, shape, or form. And yes, we are again wearing shorts, Felder. You got a new color today, huh?
Dusty Berry on Mike Felder here for the Thigh Guys.
Yeah.
You know how we keep it. You know how we get it.
I bought these yesterday in the young men's department, but we're rocking them well. Listen, Felder, again, the 100th meeting between Pittsburg and Antioch, the big little game. But we're here for one reason and one reason only, and that's the #1 recruit in the country, Najee Harris.
Oh, yeah, Najee Harris, I mean, goodness gracious, committed to Alabama, running back. You want to talk about the total package. We're looking at a kid that's got the size, the speed, the vision, which I think is probably his best trait.
Yep.
He is drawing big-time comparisons around the country based upon what he's able to do on the field. And don't forget, folks, he's also got hands out of the backfield. He can get it done in a magnitude of ways. You look at this here when you talk about Najee Harris. That's out there at the opening in Oregon, and he really put on a show. Drawing comparisons, we talk about college football right now at the running back spot. We talk Leonard Fournette. And absolutely, Leonard Fournette was a stud, the top-ranked running back in his class. Najee Harris, the top-ranked running back in his class, a guy that just has that extra gear to get to the end zone. He's got speed. He can also run through. If you put it, he can put a shoulder into you. Adrian Peterson, maybe the best of all time in a lot of folks' eyes, and he's drawing comparisons to him because he can hit that extra gear, get to the house. He knows when to use the pads, and this is my favorite one right here. Todd Gurley. I think these guys are mirror images, not just because of the dreads, but because of the way they run the ball. They weave through traffic. They find a way to get to open space, and then they take that open space and they turn it into touchdowns.
It's funny. People might be watching this right now saying, well, why are we putting all this attention on one high school football player? Because he's a monster, and what's ironic is he probably doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But here's what's on tap for today's menu on BR Varsity Live. It's all Najee all the time. We're going to have a camera on him everywhere he goes. We got 2 flyline cams this time around, Michael Felder. And we want you guys, as always on Bleacher Report Facebook Live, to be in part of this broadcast. Hashtag BR Varsity Live on any social media platform you can be on. Your comments, your questions, your hashtag, put those in the comment section. We'll have some polls as well. And we also are building Instagram stories.
Oh, we got a friend with us.
Yeah, he is not wearing pants, but he's beautiful nonetheless. That's Adam Lefko. Lef, what's up?
What's going on, IG? Adam Lefko, yes, here at Antioch High School to watch the #1 recruit in the country, Najee Harris. Who?
I'll tell you what, they let me on the loose, and it's a problem because I am going to make this entire place go crazy. I'm trying to chronicle everything on Instagram and also on Facebook, and that's where I need your help. Coming up in the first quarter, I want to do the Facebook cheer. Put in the comment section below whatever you want these crazy kids to start chanting, and we're going to get it going. And trust me, they're crazy. Can I hear some sound, please? Antioch High School, Najee Harris. Comment section below. Let's go.
I love that, man, Adam. Lefkoe.
Oh, yeah.
And here's an important PSA, Michael Felder. Apparently, he found some pants.
He is wearing pants.
He is wearing
now.
pants, not wearing shorts. He wanted to differentiate himself from us, the thigh guys. So we found Lefkoe, and we see the Pittsburgh Pirates 8-1 coming off their first loss of the year a week ago, and they are pissed off, Michael Felder. They're scored 53 points per game. Who's impacting this game from that side?
We got to start with Sale Kuka. He's the quarterback for them. Going to push the ball down the field at times. Moving on to Michael Pryor, defensive end. The guys are going to come off the edge, try to create some havoc. Tariq Wright, big body. Yeah. This kid's got some power behind his pads. And then, of course, Montez Thompson. He missed a little bit of time with an ankle injury.
Yeah. Still not 100%.
Still not 100%, but he's going to be running the football, man.
The Pitt Pirates hitting them folks as they take the field here in Antioch, California. These two towns, they're very close to each other. These two teams, these two fan bases, maybe not so close, Felder. They don't care for one another. 100th meeting today between these two programs. That includes the regular season and the postseason. So the Pirates need a big win, and standing in their way, the #1 recruit in the country, Najee Harris, and the Antioch Panthers. Antioch coming into this year at 6-3, Felder. They could use a W. They got this game last year. Who are the impact players?
We're going to start with the quarterback again, Ronn Carter. He's going to throw the ball around. Hopefully they can get some big plays. Next up for them, we've got to go with Omari Harris, who can get it done on the outside linebacker spot. Really fun to watch him in practice this week. Isaiah Dunn, a defensive back. You'll see him play in the corner spot. And then, of course, I mean, the biggest impact player in this game, the biggest impact player in the recruiting world,
yeah, no doubt
Najee Harris. I mean, he's going to get out there to get it. He's going to have to carry this team to victory. That's the big thing for him.
Wait a minute.
Let's fire up a Facebook poll, shall we, as we take a look at Najee Harris. You saw both teams getting it done, dancing before the run out. Who won the pregame dance-off? Give me that thumbs up if you're going with the home team, the Antioch Panthers. And you know what? If you're angry like a Pirate typically would be, then give me the angry face. If you're riding with Pitt, we'll give you the results for that in a little bit. But Najee Harris, Felder, their first junior in 80 years to be named Mr. Football in California. But I asked him what's his favorite accolade, and it wasn't about him. It was getting his coach of the year a year ago. But this guy is a force on both sides of the football.
Yeah, you look at him on offense, 19, almost 2. He's going to go over 2,000 yards today, 24 touchdowns. He averages over 200 yards a game. He gets it done. And the scariest thing is he knows, everyone knows he's getting the ball, and he still goes out and gets it done. I think that's really the most impressive thing for Najee Harris.
Yeah, Najee Harris, if you take a look at his stats, he's creeping close to 2,000 yards. And he is, you see him right in the middle of it, as he always is for this team. He's called the big brother because he takes care of everybody, and everybody wants to talk to him, share their life stories with him. They're comfortable doing that, and he's comfortable listening. He is wise beyond his years, and he's a little different, but in the best way, an endearing way.
And really an endearing way. This guy's the heart and soul of this team, talking to the head coach. And he even mentioned, he said, we wouldn't be where we are without Najee. Not just because he's so good on the field, but because he elevates their energy. They get energy from him, and everybody else wants to go out and play better because they know they want to try and make sure they get those wins for Najee.
An Alabama commit, did so as a sophomore in high school, but other big programs around the country, most notably Michigan, they're hot on his tails. We'll get into that in a little bit. I want you guys to do me a favor if you're watching right now, because we like watching games with you more than talking about football at you. If you have anybody who's sitting around who likes football on Saturdays, share this on Facebook right now. So go ahead, hit that share button, because we're playing football here, Antioch and Pittsburgh.
Here we go. We're going to get a dose of Najee up early, too.
Najee and the Panthers offense take the field here, Felder, and a big difference for these two teams is what's going on up front.
Oh yeah, I think when you set the stage with this game, you've got to realize when you look at this defensive line for Pittsburgh, they are built. They are solidly put together. They've got size bigger than the Antioch offensive line. Najee's been running behind this line all day, but he's going to have his feet stopped in the backfield, and you're going to get to see some of what makes him really special. His ability, even with feet stopped in the backfield, to find space, find opportunity, and then continue to pick up positive yards and even big plays for this Antioch team.
Just look how massive he is real quick. Can you do that for me?
They're
going to air it out deep. And almost a one-handed snag from Isaiah Dunn.
You keep running, you might have some fun on that one.
And you know what? I'm not surprised to see that. Because if you talk to both coaching staffs heading into this game, they will tell you that Antioch's going to attack the Pittsburgh secondary.
Have to.
The Pirates lost a ton of pieces from last year's team, including Jordan Parker. If you're an Oklahoma fan, you know that name, Boomer Sooner baby. But he is gone, and that's a big missing piece.
Yeah, the big key for them, obviously, you want to key in on Najee. You have to key in on Najee, and that means you may get some one-on-one battles on the edge. We saw him there. Couldn't win a 50-50 ball, but here's Najee's first carry of the game.
A little stiff arm. Another stiff arm, and that one of the more nasty variety as Najee picks up first down. That'll move the chains.
He moves the chain. I mean, that stiff arm, the big thing for me, looking at that stiff arm that you see out of him, he's just got this ability to be a powerful guy. Push it. I mean, that was Marshawn Lynch. When we talking about Marshawn Lynch, get out of here, little boy. It's one of those things.
Everybody's
where
a little boy standing next to Najee.
That's one of the biggest things. Oh, here we go. So we saw them not stop him on that first carry. How do you stop him? One, you got to stop those feet in the backfield. That means you've got to make run fits. If you're Pittsburgh here, you see them playing an 8-man box. They've only got corner, and one deep safety. Everybody else up near the line making run fits. They've got to gap out, and then ultimately you're going to have to tackle him. I mean, at some point, it's going to push comes to shove, rubber meets the road. You got to get him on the. You got to actually get him on the ground.
Oh, a big snag on the left side, and getting loose is Antoine Tanner. And he's down about the 30-yard line. He went up and high pointed that. Yeah, I know you love that.
I love a high listen. I love a high point. A guy that's going to attack the football, not sit and wait for it to get back into his lap. That's a big gain for them.
There's a pickup of 26 yards on the play.
Great catch
from Tanner, the senior.
If you're a defensive back, you got to attack the football.
If you're DB, you're a defensive back, you attack. Felder likes to rhyme as he's coaching, and that's why I love him. All right, so first down from the 30. Najee with a little scoop, and then bounces to the outside, and another stutter step inside, and Najee on his feet until he's finally tripped up about the 20.
That is the thing I love about him more than anything is his vision. He sees it before it happens. You remember we were at practice this week, and he cut back across the grain and saw some openings, and he hits them. And the best part is, not only does he see it, he's got the ability to take advantage of mistakes by the defense because he is faster than just about everybody else on the field.
11-yard pickup for Najee Harris. And if you didn't know, now you know the Panthers can move the football. Thanks in part to that guy. They came into this one averaging about 306 rushing yards per game.
Whew. A lot of running. That's a lot of running.
Najee with a little block to give his QB some time to throw. Brought down inside the 10.
Really nice mix of run and pass. When you've got Najee Harris, everybody keys on him. That opens things up for everybody else everybody else on the field.
Yeah. Now listen, last year's game, Najee finished with about 277 yards on the ground on 37 carries, 4 touchdowns. But Pittsburgh felt like they did a decent job on him. And that just goes to show you how tough it is to stop him, as Najee runs through about 5, 6, 7, 8 guys before he's tackled.
But that's what you have to do. That's the type of play you have to make if you're Pittsburgh. You have to load the box up, and you got to get body. You got to get a lot of bodies on him because he's going to run through your one standard high school football player's arm tackle. He's special, man. I think the big thing we're going to see over the course of this game, if you're watching at home, you need to watch his eyes. The vision for Najee is outstanding. It's otherworldly what he sees on the field. He sees things almost before they happen. And in addition to the size, in addition to the speed, we're looking at a guy that really understands, kind of hones his craft at the running back spot.
All right, folks, if you're just joining in on BR Varsity Live, that is the hashtag of choice around these parts. If you're watching on Facebook, I know it's a beautiful Saturday wherever you may be because you're watching football. Go ahead and share it with your friends and family who like to do the same this time of the week.
3rd and goal from the 7 for Antioch. They got an opportunity to get points here early on a Panthers team, on a Pirates team that comes into this game with a lot on the line, trying to get into the Open Division playoffs and prove that they're one of the best teams, not just in the area, but in the state of California.
So here we go, Pitt defense doing well here. That brings up 4th down, 2-yard line. Yeah, and if you remember the first ever high school football broadcast on Bleach Report Facebook Live, Pulaski Academy in Sylvan Hills, Coach Kevin Kelly He doesn't care. He's going for it.
Always going for it.
And I guess Antioch's going to take a little bit of a page out of his book. Direct snap to Najee. He bobbles it, picks it up, and runs it in.
Folks, I don't know if you can hear, but folks are excited about that. But that's the Panther package with the direct snap to Najee Harris. And he, you know what, even on a bobbled snap, even on a play that looked like it was stopped early, sees the hole, finds the space, touchdown for him. That's why people are so high on him. That's why he's someone that everybody really believes is going to be a stud immediately at the next level.
So Panthers pounce first. A Najee Harris 3-yard touchdown run, and going for 2. Another Panther set, direct snap to Najee, and another conversion. It's hard to bring that man down.
By yourself.
Yeah, or at all.
Yeah.
We got a question from Ryan Byrne. Is this camera a drone? No, it is not. We got not 1, but 2 fly line cams over the field here at Antioch, trying to give you some unique perspectives on both sides of the football. We also got GoPros everywhere. And of course, if you're following along on social media, be sure to hit up Bleacher Report on Instagram. Our man Adam Lefkoe, he's in charge of the story. Him and producer Sam. That is a dangerous combo.
It's a dangerous combo.
But they're going to keep it weird.
It's a fun combination.
All right, so as Pitt prepares to take over on offense, let's look back at what we just saw, that opening drive from Antioch. A lot of Najee.
Oh, yeah.
All Najee all the time, as we talked about in the intro.
All Najee all the time, and they are delivering on that one. And by the way, we must say, is he wearing the Yeezys?
Damn right he is. Flames on his feet.
Oh yeah,
there's flames outside right now too.
It's on a warm day here in California. Najee's putting on his show to start it. Got his team up in the first quarter. Just the vision, the speed, the power. He's tough to tackle. Alabama fans they're absolutely in love with this guy because he fits exactly what they want to do on the offensive side of the ball.
9-play, 81-yard drive to open things up. Took 3 minutes and 28 seconds, capped off by a Najee Harris 3-yard touchdown run. So, first TD for Najee and a short kick.
I mean, they're taking a page out of Kevin Kelly's book right now.
Maybe they watched BR Varsity Live and they liked what they saw.
Go for it on 4th down. Go for the 2-point conversion. A little, almost an onside kick there.
I'm going to say this, Felder. I'm loving what's happening in our comment section right now. James Kinser, Roll Tide. But Michigan fans, they are out here as well. Timothy Arvison saying he's going to go to Michigan. We'll get into that as the broadcast goes along.
Oh, I cannot wait to talk. We got plenty of stuff to talk about here because we're also going to talk about the some of the other top players in the country, the top running backs of the country. Plenty of stuff.
All right, both of these teams love to run the football. On offense for Pittsburgh is Montez Thompson, but taking a shot downfield and converting right out of the gate is Seo Kuka. Donovan Cross with the big-time catch to open things up, and that's how you respond, Mike.
Yeah, listen, why would you wait? Let's go get it. They're going out there. They're attacking the same way we saw Pittsburgh attack a couple times. 40-yard gain on that one. Just, boom, big-time play. They want to get it to the end zone.
So a handoff to Montez Thompson, who is a special back. Anybody who knows Pittsburgh football knows what this kid is about, and it's a shame that he's not 100% healthy. All right, folks, we did kick off the broadcast with a Facebook poll. We wanted to get you involved and have you tell us who won the pregame dance-off, Pittsburgh or Antioch. You hit the thumbs up for the Panthers and the angry face for Pittsburgh, and overwhelming a landslide victory, Antioch. Another Moss
what
grab.
A catch. Oh, my gonness. You got a nice little catch there.
Hey,
what was that, Arbon McRaven?
Listen,
what a grab.
Antioch may have won the dance-off, but Pittsburgh's winning the snag-off. the catch-off.
Yeah, call it a snag-off. I like that. There you go.
I don't know.
That was good. I like that one, Nelson.
Listen, folks, again, we're not broadcasting a game so much as we are just watching it with you. I'm going to talk how we would talk if I was watching football, Felder. So what you get is what you get.
Talk when you watch football.
Yeah.
There we go.
True.
And that's a touchdown for Montez Thompson there. We'll see if they'll probably kick a field goal here. I will say this. I will say this without reservation.
Say it, baby. Say it.
This may be the first time that I am super hype about a kicker.
Yeah, that's true. At practice, you're like, I'm going to write that number down. And I'm like, who? I'm looking out on the field, which linebacker, which DB, because that's generally where Felder looks. And he goes, nah, that kicker, bro.
Javi Hernandez getting it done for them. This kid's got a leg. Talked to the coach, said he would not think twice about kicking it from 50. Kicking it from 50 in high school, that's insane.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Ooh, a line drive, bullet curve, but you know what? It went through.
It went in.
So Montez Thompson, he may be 80%, but he went 100 on that touchdown run to give Pittsburgh 6 points and get them on the board. But tell me a little bit more about this player.
He's a tough runner. Obviously sidelined with a little bit of an ankle injury, but this is the guy that was poised to break big records for Pittsburgh until he had to miss a few games with that injury. Huge yards per carry. I mean, he's literally double digits. He's ahead of Najee in yards per carry. He's explosive. He runs with a little power through his pads. He's one of those guys that certainly is going to be interesting to watch what happens with him in the future, because he's got an opportunity to play some college football.
All right. Montez Thompson, he loves LaDainian Tomlinson. That's why he wears 21, and he gave us 6. Hey, let's check in with Lefko.
Hey, what's up? Hi, welcome. I'm Adam Lefko, and they gave me a frickin' t-shirt gun. Nelson Felder, you're doing great. Look, let's get this crowd up a little bit. Can I get a little bit of action, please? I'm gonna pump it up. They didn't like that one, so we're pumping it up again. I'm going really hard this time because they got angry. Here. I'm going to destroy these children. It's going to be amazing. But I think Nelson and Felder are getting a little bored up there. I'm going for Nelson and Felder.
Please bring it. I want it.
Oh, I made it in the press box. I'm telling you. But I got one more thing that I want to do before I go. Hey, Sam. Hey, producer Sam. Run.
Here we go.
Oh, Bubba, no.
All right, I want to shoot one more before I go back to you guys because I want these kids to get one. Can I get an amen, please?
I love it. I'm so glad that we brought
I don't know where that's
on
going.
this journey with us.
This is the best. Guys, this has been like a dream of mine for my entire life. All right, I'm going. You see that guy in the yellow? Show that guy in the yellow. I want this old guy to get it. This defense is too good. Listen, I'm doing dumb stuff the rest of the day. I need you guys to write in the Facebook comments below. I'm going to start a chant there the next time you see me. Can you make it funny, please? Let's go. Left coast, sidelines. Nelson Felder, back to you.
Lefko more juiced up than that t-shirt gun was on that first shot. I'm going to tell you that right now.
He needs to check the CO2 cartridge on that thing.
I love that, man. This is what happens when you put him and producer Sam together. You're just going to get peak weirdness, and that's what we're about here on Bleacher Report Facebook Live. Hey, you know what? If you guys want to make fun of Lefko's first shot, let's give you an emoji that fits Lefko. He loves the poop emoji. So if you want to make fun of Adam, put the poop emoji in the comment section. Will you please? So that was a quick response from Pittsburgh, Michael Felder, as Montez Thompson 2-yard touchdown run, capping off a 4-play, 63-yard drive that took just 1 minute and 12 seconds.
We got a football game on our hands. I think a lot of us expected Pittsburgh, with their record coming in, 8-1, to kind of control the situation while Najee found ways to pick up yards. But right now we're looking at a Pittsburgh team that's down in the first quarter, and they've got to find ways to get stops, because if Najee runs wild, now we got some action on the kickoff return. If Najee runs wild or they keep giving up big plays on special teams, they're going to be in a dogfight.
That's number 23, Isaiah Dunn. You know what Najee calls him? Dunny Bunny.
Dunny? Oh, that was one that he said we have to get on here.
And he's like a jackrabbit there down the sidelines, giving the Panthers prime field position here for drive number 2. Just joining us, BR Varsity Live. That's the hashtag. I need you to use it. If you're watching, where are you guys watching from? I want to know. If you're sitting on the toilet and you're watching, use the hashtag BR Varsity Live. What's wrong with you, Felder?
That's you. Every time we do a show, you go straight to the toilet.
Because every time we're on Facebook Live, somebody is watching on the toilet. It's just a certified fact.
Wow, what a block by Najee. Can we talk about that?
Well, Najee could do it all. So
that's what we never talk. When we talk about running backs, we talk about vision, we talk about speed. Look at that stiff arm. Look at him run this guy over. What a great block there, protecting his quarterback. He goes play action fake. Obviously, ball comes loose. Then lays him down right there. Michael Pryor, one of our impact players from Pittsburgh, he got a mouthful there. from Najee Harris. That's a tough one right there. If you get a chance to, if you get a running back that can block in addition to what Najee does, you're finding gold right there.
Mateus David, Nate Payan, Vivek, Isaiah James Herrera, Danny Posada, all putting the emoji in there to make fun of Lefko. But we love him, and we're going to check in with him later. If you want to see what Lefko is doing right now, head to Bleacher Report's Instagram page and check out the story that he's building. But that man is John LUCIDO. He's the head coach of the Antioch Panthers. He was hired as the head coach in 2010 after spending more than a decade as the defensive coordinator. And you know what? He's homegrown. He played linebacker here at Antioch from 1988 to 1991. And the Bay Valley Athletic League championship a year ago, that's a big feather in his cap, and one of the Coach of the Year award here.
I mean, this is they did a good job on that drive, Pittsburgh. Even with the block, what we're looking at is a Pittsburgh team that achieved what the goal was. Swarm Najee, gap out, stop his feet behind the line of scrimmage, and they did all those things. So if you're Antioch, you got to find ways to get your best player of the football in space.
Oh, what is Anthony Castillo saying on Facebook Live right now? I want you to read that, Felder.
Zane Smith.
No.
Anthony Castillo, Zane Smith. I get it. You guys are all on the toilet. Okay. Yep. I mean.
Okay, so don't fight it.
I'm not.
Because everybody poops.
Thank you for that.
All right. Punt away and down. And Pittsburgh is going to take over after a nice little stop, but that's good for them.
That's good, but we're also going to get a chance to see Najee on defense. And we're going to get to see Najee doing haircuts for his teammate. Nelson, what do you got on that?
Oh, all kinds of weird. All kinds of weird.
Welcome to Antioch High School. My name is Najee Harris, and today we're going to play Wheel of Cuts. 3 contestants will come up one by one, sit in the chair. Whatever the wheel lands on, that's the haircut they'll be getting for today. Our first contestant is Damone Money Dorsey. Hey, we're giving a round of applause. Take a seat, take a seat. For those who know what a tiger cut is, we got ladies and gentlemen, the tiger cut. For the second cut of the day, we got my main man, Mr. Box. Let's see what cut he'll get. He landed on money sign, so he's gonna get a little money sign on the side of his head. For our third and final cut, we got Mr. Hope. Let's spin the wheel. We'll do a reverse mohawk. If none of y'all don't know what reverse mohawk look like, this is what it looks like. Y'all ready? Let's get it. These were our 3 contestants for Wheel of Cuts, and they look crazy as hell.
Oh man, Mr. Hope, that reverse mohawk, not pretty. You know who is kind of pretty with that haircut? Najee with the locks flowing And it's also great to see him on both sides of the football field because he balls there too.
Yeah, him playing on defense, you get a taste of him playing on defense. This guy's playing basically a monster back. He's got he's number 1 in the team in interceptions with 2. He's got sacks. He does everything for this squad, including playing on the defensive side. And I'll tell you what, Nelson, we'll get into it over the course of the show.
I know you want to talk about it.
I would love to watch him play some defense at the next level.
Welcome back, folks.
What haircut? Which one of those haircuts would you get?
Me?
Which one would
I choose to get?
Would you choose? You had to get one of them. Uh-oh, pump and go.
Oh, man, that was just too easy. Too easy for the Pittsburgh Pirates. One play, one strike, and another touchdown.
Goodness, that was an 81-yard pass play there for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, that was big time. They had a little pump and go action. Cornerback got eaten up by the early action, and then you saw a bunch of space. Armand McRaven, we saw him make a nice snag on that first drive.
Yep.
Now we're seeing him. I mean, that's an easy pitch and catch for your quarterback.
Yeah. On the other end of that was Anton Tanner, the senior safety. And listen, Armand McRaven, 5'7", 150. That kid can move. His second touchdown of the season, and it's a big one. As you mentioned, Felder, 81 yards, and Pittsburgh on top here in the big little game.
So you can't avoid what we're talking about here with the haircut.
Yeah.
I'm not letting it go. Folks, which haircut would you like to see Nelson get? Can you give me drop a comment in on that one?
Here.
I personally
want to show him what my current basic haircut looks like now? Don't you touch my hair. Listen, folks, I own how basic I am every time on Facebook Live, so I don't know if any of those cuts would look good on me, but you can put in the comment section which one you want to see.
I would go tiger cut on you.
Tiger cut?
Tiger cut.
Why not?
You know what, though? I would probably go skullet. Bald in the front, mullet in the back.
Skullet.
The skullet.
I'll tell you what, the Pirates are feeling it right now.
Oh, yeah.
But that was a nice.
You don't got all day to kick that football, man. Goodness.
For Antioch. So it's a 5-point game, 13-8 here, with under 5 minutes to play, or less than 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Felder, what do you say we check in with our man Adam Lefkoe?
Yeah, man, let's go. Let's go check out
Adam Lefkoe is running Bleacher Report's Instagram account, building the best and weirdest story. What's he up to?
I mean, Lefkoe's everywhere.
I'm going to say this about Adam. Whether it's Instagram, Snapchat, I mean, he's a pro. A social media savant.
I mean, I will say,
if you will,
the first game we did have a true amateur working it.
This is what they want to hear or see in some.
The Friar Tuck.
Zach House says Friar Tuck.
Oh, that's Tito like a bold cut, but bold on the top, right?
To put that money sign in.
See, I don't think the money sign's that bad.
The money sign's not bad.
Like that's just like
the reverse mohawk is the worst.
That's like a racing stripe down the middle of your head.
Yeah, not ideal. Suboptimal for anybody, as Mr. Hope found out. That.
You got to get the football, guys.
Yeah, guys, you got to touch that. That would have been the longest onside kick I've ever seen, right?
Oh my goodness! You got to get the football. I'm sorry that was so jarring, but like watching that one of those things play, I was like, wait, what are you doing? You got to get that. It's not a punt. You can't let them down it. So, we got our big boys in the game here. This is one of the guys I was looking forward to seeing, Will Schuler for Pitt.
Yeah.
Listed at 370. Big guy that plays with some power. He moves around a little bit for them. He is an active player with that big body. Interested to see what he can do against an obviously undersized Antioch offensive line.
I asked Will what his spirit animal is, and he said a hippo. And you may laugh, but hippos ain't nothing to mess with, folks. I'm going to say that right now.
Hippos, if I'm not mistaken, are responsible for more human casualties than any other animal.
No, mosquitoes would take that title.
Malaria and maybe bees too. Okay, any other mammal?
It could be, if you guys are science fans and happen to know the answer to this, let us know what a hippo is more or less dangerous than.
First of all, they're more dangerous than any other animal in Africa, I guarantee you.
Man, the Facebook Live viewers, I love you guys and I appreciate you for watching, but me and a tiger cut, that's just bad news for everybody, okay? It's bad news. There's a first down for the Panthers.
That was Abram Carnthong.
Yeah, that's the
brother of
Willem
Carnthong. So Willem, sophomore. Abram, senior.
Yep.
Sophomore thrown to his older brother. So you think they've done that a few times?
Probably once or twice in their lives, I would guess. We got a 5-point game on BR Varsity Live. We're featuring the #1 recruit in the country, Najee Harris. He's a running back committed to Alabama, but Jim Harbaugh in Michigan's after him. Urban Meyer in Ohio State is after him as well.
There's not a program in the country that Najee wouldn't make better.
Yeah.
I will say that off the top. I think there's not a locker room in the country that he doesn't make better because it's off the field stuff, the energy, the excitement that he has for the game. He makes that better. But on the field, you want to talk just dollars and donuts, guys that goes down and gets it done. This kid has it. He's got that spark, the ability to go make plays.
Oh, a tip drill interception for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And there's one of your impact players again in on a play, Felder. #9, Michael Pryor. Just call him Mikey for short, making a play there.
I mean, that's a big-time play for guys playing a little bit of defensive end, outside linebacker for them, sinking into coverage. And obviously, I think there's a little confusion there out of Antioch because he had 2 receivers in the same space, and they just couldn't. Tip drill, you know what happens with a tip drill. You end up, ball goes up, ball can come down in anybody's hands, and ultimately, you saw them get it.
All right, so Seo Kuka, I think we might see both quarterbacks for Pitt in this game, talking about Seo and also Trey Turner, because Trey Turner's banged up, but Seo right there had the big strike to Armand McCraven on the last drive.
He's had a big day so far. I mean, he's pushed the ball down the field, put it where only his receivers could get it. Obviously, he got a little bit of help on this amazing snag right there from McCraven, but big day for him as a guy that can just move the ball around, doing a lot of things that we saw out of practice. They want to push the ball vertically, and they're doing it. They want to find ways to score quick, score efficiently, and by doing that, they put the pressure on Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh puts the pressure on Antioch to come out of just running Najee. And we're going to get a chance, more Najee on defense, and this is what I want to watch here. Someone asked me, could he play safety? I don't think he's a safety. This guy's already 225, 230 pounds. He is going to get bigger, stronger with an Alabama strength and conditioning plus eating program. So we're looking at a guy that could be 245, 250 LBs. That's a linebacker in Alabama's system. A linebacker like Tim Williams that can get to the quarterback. You can't tell me that he can't do it. We've seen how explosive he is.
Seo Kuka taking a shot and just out of the reach of Tiantre Pierce. So we just hit on Seo. You know, he can run the football. He's second on the team in rushing, in fact. But he's got the arm as well. He's a big Marcus Mariota fan. So we got a Facebook question for you, Felder, and the fans.
Yeah.
Do you love or hate Najee's choice of Alabama? So we're going to let you guys chime in on that here on Bleacher Report Facebook Live and BR Varsity Live. There's a lot of people who are turning into sheep in the comment section right now with the mute chat thing. That's fine. That's their prerogative. But any of you guys who want to continue to hang out with us and talk to us, that's the question. You guys give us the answer, and Felder will chime in too.
For me, you know what? I kind of do love it. I think Alabama's a place for him, a guy like Najee. Again, it's more of he's in his own zone type of a guy. And I think this is going to creates an element where he's absolutely going to be in that locker room with other players, and he's going to learn the game of football. He's going to be tasked with operating under. Nick Saban puts legitimate pressure on his players, and I think for Najee, he's going to get that. He's going to get that pressure. He's going to be in an environment where everyone's good. And we saw with another guy who's a big-time recruit, Dylan Moses, going to IMG where everyone was good. We saw him really blossom. I think for Najee Harris, Alabama, a similar idea. Dylan Moses is going to Alabama.
Right.
Najee's headed to Alabama. I think that environment for Najee is going to be extremely beneficial to help him kind of grow his game.
Darnell Young, Avery Roper, they don't like it. They say hate. But Gage says it's the right choice for him. We got a lot of Tide fans watching as well. AJ Coley, Broderick Lindsay. They're loving the choice.
I like
Kenny
Kenny Chapman right here, though. He says he should stay in Cali. You're not the only one that wishes he was staying in Cali. USC, UCLA, Cal, all these programs wish he stayed there. And there we go. There's Montez Thompson. He's not fully healthy, but I tell you what, he fully scored that touchdown.
He said he's about 80% in terms of health. His nurse said he's trying to come back from an ankle sprain. Tell you what, he looked pretty darn good, though. Montez Thompson, his second touchdown run of the game, and that's going to extend the lead for the Pitt Pirates. Sometimes you have to resist the urge to say Pitt Panthers.
Yeah, that's what I did all week. I kept mistakenly saying Pitt Panthers, when the reality is it's the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wait, hold on. Javier De La Cruz, I feel like you're a faithful Bleacher Report Facebook Live viewer, and I appreciate that out of you. I just want people to know mute chat doesn't do jack. All right, Felder, let's go to the third member of our team, the one who is not wearing shorts, but he is wearing pants. I want to reiterate that, despite what I said in the intro, and that's Adam Lefkoe.
Yeah, wearing pants, guys, and I'm score right now. Antioch's down, and I'm in the Antioch section, and we're trying to bring them up. The chant that was picked in the Facebook comments is, yeah. So let's do this. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. Hey, 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 hey.
I love it.
Listen, I'm back. Najee right now for 207. Nelson Felder with my
Lefkoe, he's very deep in there.
He's in it. He's in it right now. All those students messing up that signal, you can't hear what he's saying, but we did hear enough to get Yak boys. Yak boys.
I will say this, I love that.
Give me that in the comment section. If you're watching and rooting for Antioch and Najee Harris in this one,
boys.
Give me a hashtag Yak boys. YOC boys. You want to hit it? Do we use Z? Boys with a Z?
Boys with a Z. Based upon the towel, there is a Z on it.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely, there is a Z on Yak boys. I guarantee. No S. That's definitely a Z.
I see my man Rashad responding to Yak boys with Pirates, Pirates. A little pass out to Najee Harris. You give him some room, and he's going to do some damage with it.
Well, that's the thing. We've talked about it. There's a flag on the play too. We mentioned that at the top of the broadcast.
Yeah.
He can catch the ball out of the backfield. Najee's got an absolute ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. 21-yard gain for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, our boys in the truck, they try to slow it down to give you guys the best look, and even then he looks real fast. And that's something that he can get better at once he gets to the next level, is improving that breakaway speed.
For sure. Getting healthy.
Getting healthy, right. He's also not 100%. But he's fighting through it. He practiced on a limited basis.
Limited practice. For him, it's all about just kind of being banged up and worn down. It's one of those things where when you go through your camp circuit all summer and then you come in and you're getting hit every day, he's got wear and tear on that body. He needs to get a little bit of rest when he gets to Alabama. Expected to enroll early, which would be really big for him to get there, get some strength and conditioning, get some rehab. Oh, we got a big play there for Antioch. Okay.
Oh, a little scoop and a hop. And down inside the 10-yard line is Gaudy Campbell.
I'm going to tell you.
32-yard pickup.
Gaudy Campbell, we were watching him warm up. He is much like your pants, Nelson. Slim fit. He is, man. I tell you. He is one of those guys that could hide behind a very, very thin tree.
Yeah.
But he's a heck of a football player.
Would you say he looked like a 2D player?
He did.
Yeah.
Najee's not the only one that can get his hurdle on.
That's right. All right, and there's a handout to Najee Harris. And the whole point for Pitt is to what? Do what you love a defense to do, and that's get 11 hands to the football, because sometimes it takes all 11 to bring him down.
Yeah, we saw a couple plays where even with 11 guys on him, he didn't go down. Hit the Y button. Okay, Christopher Lockwood.
Yeah.
I don't know what controller that is that has a Y button. I'm gonna show myself to be off-brand right now. I don't know what buttons are on controllers anymore.
But we've been getting you into eStream and eSports on Bleacher Report. We've been doing that, trying to change the game. Najee steps backwards to move forwards. Couple of stiff arms, tries to stay up and reach for the pylon.
Almost gets 6 there.
Almost for Najee Harris.
You will find me soon in the Counter-Strike World Championships. That's the thing, right?
Yeah. All right, let's head to the fly line, Felder, to take a look at that Najee run. Okay, came up about 2 yards short. The ball hit the turf out of bounds. Not live, so they're going to keep it here. 3rd and 2. We got the Panther package. Najee Harris, direct snap, goes to his left, cuts up the middle, and flips over his head. We're waiting for the signal. Pitt thinks they stopped him.
Wow.
And they're marking him short, about the half-yard line.
That was amazing. You got to look at this one because I know we've got a great shot of it. Look at this right here. This is a heck of a play by Pitt. Jack Lacey making a play. Oh, wow.
Ah, man, that
is terrifying.
That's scary. Yeah, there's a heart attack in Tuscaloosa right there. 4th and 1, direct snap to Najee. Tries to go over.
He fumbles the
football, but they're saying he broke the plane. They're saying he broke the plane, and the signal is a touchdown. So number 2 for Najee. The Pitt sideline not so happy about that call. I need another look at that because it looked like it popped out pretty early.
If I'm Pitt, I'm salty right now. I'm mad salty if I'm Pitt.
Oof.
That's a tough one right there. Jack Lacey, another big play for him. This is a great angle right here.
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know about
that one.
Yeah, that's a tough call for Pitt.
All right.
They're going to watch that one.
Najee with a little jump pass.
The Tebow.
And a failed conversion. He was looking for the big man out there.
That was the Tebow. That was one of the plays that I had highlighted coming into the game where he's done out of the Panther package.
That was Sir Forbes who was on the other end of that conversion effort. But here's one more look at the touchdown run. I'm going to put that in quotes. The ball looks like it was bobbling right there.
And it was behind the... That's a tough one.
Wow. Well, a break for Antioch in our opinion. If you guys are watching and you think that wasn't a touchdown,
let us know what you think.
Yeah, Robin Ayala says, robbed, no TD. And Rashad, responding to what you said, Pittsburgh fans should be salty. I'm very salty, man. I totally feel you, Rashad. And our man Matt Camp, if you love fantasy football, you know Matt Camp.
Left tackle moved early, too.
Yeah, so all kinds of bad on that play for Antioch. But despite that, the officials gave him 6. Failed 2-point conversion. But that makes it a 19-14 game here in the first quarter.
Yeah, we're about to close out this first quarter with a 1-score game. That drive, 6 plays, 73 yards. Harris with the 1-yard TD, but the big play was the 21-yard reception for Najee Harris.
Ooh.
And then you throw in the Gaudy Campbell big play. Yep. Those were just things that got it done for them to get them in position to score out of that Panther package.
Let's see, man, a lot of debate on the comment section right now, which is what we encourage on BR Varsity Live. That's the hashtag. If you're posting on Instagram, I want you to take a picture from where you're watching it, post it on Instagram with the hashtag BR Varsity Live.
Oh, for sure.
If you're not on Instagram, then let's just stick with Facebook and go ahead and please share this with your friends and family who also like football. And let's just have some fun. Have a fun conversation watching a football game that features the #1 recruit in the country, the running back committed to Alabama. His name, Najee Harris.
Could also play other positions.
All right, Felder. Enough of your attempt to switch him over to defense. Though we will talk about that because it's a legitimate conversation.
Right.
And a short, high kick. And that one bounces off Pitt. It looks like it's recovered by Antioch. That's the opposite of hands team, Felder.
Man, somebody spilled the soup. You can't do that. Good.
Give me that hashtag, somebody spilled the soup. That's a long one, but I'm going with it.
Yeah, that was tough. Look, coming out of the end of the first quarter, Pittsburgh caught a break on that one. Wow. Pittsburgh did not catch a break. Pittsburgh caught a bad break against the. Here's the problem for me. They look like the Pittsburgh Steelers, black and gold.
So you want to call them the Pitt Panthers? You want to call them the Steelers?
Antioch caught a huge break there. They caught a break on the touchdown. Now they come back and they've got the ball with an opportunity to take the lead in a game where ultimately Pitt probably could have had the football back if the call goes the other way, if they had replay.
Wow. Special teams, folks. So Antioch has the ball. Play action. Willem going deep. Looking for Dunny Bunny, but
just out of reach. Just out
a bit
of reach.
outside. Hey, Romeo, I see where you're watching it from, so maybe you saved the picture. Maybe you saved the picture. That's okay. You could just save it in your own camera roll. You don't need to put that on social media. Hey, Lamont Simmons, I'm with you. Haters should kick rocks or kick something else if you don't have rocks near you. Benjamin Whitmer, this dude is overrated for real.
Look.
Listen, I'm going to say this, though. In his defense, there are players on that Pitt sideline that agree with that. That say, listen, we respect him. He's really good, but we played some other good players. We've seen some other good players, and we think Najee's a little overrated.
I don't think it was a touchdown. But as far as the overrated goes, I can't agree with it. Now we want you. Let us know.
Can we make this a poll?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he got in the end zone. So we've got the poll going already. Look, the poll's already going.
No,
85% say touchdown.
Hold on, Gabe. We know it's not the Pitt Panthers. We've been calling them the Pitt Pirates. We were just saying.
Pirates. Yeah.
And listen, it's Pittsburgh without an H. We know that much. Listen. We appreciate you watching and we appreciate your concern, but we know. Pitt Pirates, Antioch Panthers. We were just saying that we're used to on BR Before Dark, if we're talking about Pitt, saying the Pitt Panthers. That's all we're saying.
And when I watch Black and Gold, I think
black and yellow, black and yellow,
black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
So it's I've got a cognitive disconnect.
Cognitive disconnect.
I'm overcoming that, and I'm making it work for me.
Wow. I like it.
No, as far as Najee's overrated, though, I think that I can't agree with it because one of the big things is we traveled all year.
Yeah.
We went everywhere to watch guys play.
So we got a question for you from Tanner Hansenfelder. Do you think he will start as a freshman?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, I do.
At running back?
At running back.
You think he's better?
Yes. I think he will start at running back. I like Damian Harris. I like B.J. Emmons. I think he can do all the things that those guys can do in one bite. I think Bo Scarborough may be the only guy that can hold him off, and Bo's not even the starter right now.
All right, let's keep it rolling, Facebook. What else you want to know here on BR Varsity Live? Michael Felder's here to answer your questions. From Jay, he is made for that Jumpman gear. U of M, baby.
Listen,
go blue is what he's saying.
Michigan would move up for Michigan automatically moved up in my eyes when they went with the Jumpman, but that's just from a Michael Felder standpoint. So, but in general, I think that he fits everywhere. Legitimately, we had this discussion coming into this when we were doing meetings. He could play at any school and be awesome, and I think that for him, definitely, it's Alabama, and I'd be surprised to see him go elsewhere.
But we're not done with that combo, folks, because Jim Harbaugh ain't done recruiting him yet. So we'll get into that a little bit more on BR Varsity Live. Is that a catch?
Hands out of the backfield for Najee Harris. That was not a great throw, but he was able to get it one hand, corral it with two as he goes down, help move the sticks for his football team.
Najee Harris flashing those hands as Willem Carnthong. Tip, I got it. Hands under it, rolls to the ground. That's a completion, folks. Unlike the touchdown, that one stands as it should. So first down, 29-yard line here as we're just underway in the second quarter. So Najee showing the patience, cuts back inside. He loves that move, Mike.
Yeah, they did a good job closing down that cutback lane because that hole was there and he saw it, and then you had someone come across.
So here's what we have noticed as we've watched Najee on film and then in person at practice. His vision is incredible. He sets blockers and defenders up all the time.
Yeah, right there. That's a hero play. Who was that, 22? That's a hero play there by, I think it was Hezekiah Thomas. one of those plays where if he doesn't make that tackle, Najee's already got the linebacker who's supposed to make it beat. He's already got his blocker already has washed out the hammer player. So that is one of those runs that he had an opportunity to break a big one, and we saw someone make a real big hero play right there.
Jonathan Charles saying he fits at Oregon just because some guys are leaving soon, and he's talking about Royce Freeman, though Tony Brooks-James looks awesome in my opinion. And it's funny you bring up Royce Freeman because Najee approaching Royce in the California high school football record books in terms of career rushing yardage. Of course, Royce from the better half of California, in my humble opinion.
Can I ask a question to the Facebook folks? Where do you think Najee wouldn't fit? I mean, like being realistic.
I mean, like you said it earlier, there's not a program in the country that he couldn't go and make better immediately.
Like, where do you think, where wouldn't he fit at? Of course he fits at Oregon. Absolutely he would fit at Oregon. I think he'd be similar to what we see out of Royce Freeman, a guy that when he's healthy really is just an unstoppable force. Maybe a better version of what we saw out of Jonathan Stewart? That type of a running back, a guy that has some power but still has speed and has some dynamism to his game.
Garrett Blunt?
I don't think he forces his power nearly as much.
Right.
He has it, but he doesn't have to use it. I think that's one of the interesting things for him when I talk about different players. There's some guys like Leonard Fournette that run that's their goal, is to run you over. And there's guys like Najee, like Marshawn Lynch. They have the power, but they're not seeking it out. They use it when they need to.
So Antioch goes for it on 4th down and is stopped. So Pitt's going to take over at their own 20, 9:37 left here in the first half. Now listen, people are pointing out like, oh, BR, you hyped him up. Well, first of all, everybody, it's not high. He's the #1 player in the country, and he's really good, and his production proves that. And you're watching him today, and you're saying, hey, he looks slightly average. Keep in mind, he's doing what he's done this year with an injury.
Behind this offensive line.
Behind an offensive line that, listen, it's not the biggest.
It's not a knock on them.
No.
It's just they don't have. You either live in a school district that has guys that weigh 275 pounds or you don't.
Right. And Antioch and Pittsburgh, again, a huge rivalry here. The big little game is what they call it. And this rivalry is just starting to get some juice back, and a lot of that is because of Najee, but the town has changed so much over the years. They added another high school here in Antioch, California, in Deer Valley. So and that hurt the rivalry a lot for a long time, which is why Pitt has such a huge edge in the all-time series. So there's a lot of factors that go into high school football rosters for sure.
Oh, you got to settle your feet down. Don't get so excited right there, big man.
Sir Forbes.
Sir Forbes. Listen, he's one of the ones I circled watching the tape coming in.
Yeah.
He can make some big plays for them. He's got to, you know what? He can't get so excited, can't get so anxious.
Yeah. Matt Lorenzo, we did name the entire week after Najee Harris because we're promoting BR Varsity Live. This is the second game broadcast live on Facebook.
Yeah.
First time we've done that. We have one more game coming up November 19th, and we're going to hype that game up as well because we want you to watch it with us. And we appreciate you for doing so and putting all your comments and questions down there as well. Again, if you're more of an Instagrammer than you are a Facebooker, our man Adam Lefko doing the Instagram stories. The account Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to another Lefko Instagram story. He's just out there doing it for the culture. There's Sir Parker batting the ball down. You see right there, we've got Cameron Dathan coming off the edge, going to make a play.
Did you say Sir Parker, as in?
No, did I say Sir Parker?
You did Sir Parker. I mean, I know why you said Sir Parker.
Sir Forbes.
Yeah, Sir Forbes.
Sir Forbes.
We like Sir Parker.
I like Sir Parker.
Yeah.
Got a chance to get to know him a little bit over the spring at the opening regionals. And I will tell you this, Sir Parker, one of my dad's favorite college football players of all time.
Just got a text from my fiance Felder. Says this broadcast is amazing.
That's cool. My wife's not going to text me. She's at the Clemson game.
She's having fun. That's for sure.
she's having her own fun. No flag.
Can I?
Oh,
yeah, came in late. Super late flag.
Come on.
Felder's the DB, so he hates any sort of laundry when the defense is on the field, which there's always a defense on the field.
All right.
But flag's going to move that ball forward. Tyrone Jenkins on hashtag BR Varsity Live. This game, greater than sign, all the college games right now.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Tyrone, Love you.
Love it. I'll
Just
take
as
it.
much as my fiance right now for that question.
I'll take it, man. I think we've got a really good game on our hands. We've got an Antioch team that's taking advantage of some opportunities, and we've got a Pittsburgh team that's really worked their game plan. They just got to not make mistakes.
Richard, we appreciate you for the shout out, man.
Nick G.
Gilbert Perez.
I will tell you something,
Man,
Nick G.
Nick G says Najee and Juju at USC. I can see that hashtag fight on. Well,
I literally cannot see that because Juju's going to be so gone this year.
Juju's going to be in the NFL.
He's going to be in the NFL. But you know what? On their next team, they could play together in the league while Juju's working on his second contract and Najee's a rookie.
So Najee Harris committed to Alabama. Give me a roll tide in the comment section if you love that. But you know what? Michigan is right there as well. As that's a beautiful job by SUESUE to get that ball away and a first down for Pitt.
Right there.
You've heard the commitment, but what about the visit? As in the visit to Michigan. Now listen, Felder, I've never been to Ann Arbor, but I hear it's great. I could hang out with Jim Harbaugh and get weird with him and the playoff contending Michigan Wolverines. That's what Najee Harris is scheduled to do. Could the khaki wearing, sleepover having Harbaugh steal Saban's stud?
Suds.
Well, maybe Saban does that.
First of all, no suds because what
excuse
a
me,
move
SUESUE Kuka
there.
breaking some ankles on his way to the house.
That's a tough. Wow. He got shook.
Yeah.
He got shook. R2s and L2s were in full effect on that one, and he didn't stand a chance.
Man, my ankles hurt watching that run from SUESUE Kuka. He's a big fan of Marcus Mariota, and he turned on his own set of jets there. He gone.
Absolutely checked out. It looks, when you duck your head, there's nothing there. You just grabbing air all day. Just, whoops, can't do that. Cannot do that one.
Wow. Hell of a play from SUESUE.
Yeah.
25-14 now as Pitt goes for two. Little lob pass, and that's a conversion. That's Mikey Pryor with the 2-point conversion. So make it 27-14. 13-point advantage for the visiting Pitt Pirates. Now, so Felder, the one who is most notably coming after Najee and trying to flip him away from Alabama, as we just said, is Jim Harbaugh, and he was here a few weeks ago for homecoming.
Very proud to announce the 2016 homecoming queen. The winner is Tianna.
So Jim Harbaugh comes to Antioch and announces the homecoming court.
Wow. I mean,
wait, whatever's going to do it. Listen, he slept over with the kicker before, and that brings us to a question that producer Sean's in the truck right now monitoring you Facebook questions as well. Aaron Grogg wants to know, would you get weird with Jim Harbaugh, Felder?
It's not my style, man. He tucked in an Allen Iverson jersey, and I cannot stand for that.
Another one I want you guys to answer is Harbaugh or Saban. Put in the comment section, Jim Harbaugh or Nick Saban. Who do you like more? Who would you rather hang out with?
Who would you rather play for?
Who would you rather play for? Let's do that.
Who would you rather play for?
Yeah.
Because I can promise you this. Nick Saban doesn't want to hang out with you. I guarantee you, he does not want to hang out with you. He doesn't want to hang out with anybody.
Ben, if you don't care about homecoming because you want more football, listen, if you want to see guys standing around on the sidelines, I guess we could show you that next time. But listen, we're trying to have fun and show you some different vantage points from the game, as we still haven't even kicked off here. So there's that.
Who would you
we got a question from Caitlin watching the broadcast. Where's producer Sam?
Where is producer Sam? It's been a little while since we've...
It's been a little bit. Well, I'll tell you what. We're actually going to check in with him in just a little bit. He and Adam Lefko, what kind of shenanigans are they up to right now?
I feel like Caitlin is producer Sam's homecoming queen.
Oh, that is adorable. Yes, congrats to them on their recent engagement. Kick is away. Here comes Antioch. And that's a nice,
Whoa, you
things
can't
get a
throw
little
that punch.
chippy.
Relax.
Isaiah Dunn with a nice little return. Well, we teased it. Now let's talk about it. Lefko, producer Sam. How are you, boys?
Hey, if they want me, they're going to get me. My entire life, I've looked at cheerleaders and their dance moves, and I've wondered, am I capable of such things? I'm joined here by Captain Bree. Captain Bree, let me ask you first, because we've been doing a lot about Najee. In a town like this, when he walks around, I mean, is he like the biggest thing ever?
Yeah, I think people appreciate him most for putting Antioch high on the map, so yes.
Is he humble?
He's very humble.
Can he dance? He's goofy.
He's goofy. But
Can he dance?
He cannot dance. He has no rhythm.
Oh, wow.
That is now on the scouting
Shots
report.
fired.
So here's the deal. I think I'm a pretty good dancer.
He has no rhythm.
Can you show me a little bit of dance moves that I need to do with you guys? Just a quick two-step or whatever it is. All right. Okay, I'll do that one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm already in trouble. Let's try it. And then I don't know. I'm gonna. Okay. So you round this troop up. You're the captain.
Yeah.
I love it, Lefko.
Listen,
it's okay for you to do your own thing.
You can try and teach Lefko some cheers, but he is just going to cut up a rug like right on the town.
Listen, the fact of the matter is, Lefko, he's got his own beat in his head. I guarantee that beat has changed locations. What a time to be alive.
No doubt about that.
My gosh.
Lefko, love you, brother.
I can't do this. I love you both. I'm going to get the T-shirt gun, and I'm going to shoot at Sam more because he's getting mouthy.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Listen.
Oh, jeez.
Out of bounds.
It's a nice little snag there, but he was out of bounds.
I mean, Lefko, look, he's getting a lot of likes, some emojis coming through for Lefko in the dance moves. I mean, he is. We always knew that we were in the midst of a star.
Yeah.
But I mean, that star shining bright today.
Michelle says Lefko wins today. Lefko wins each and every day.
Yeah.
He's like an Oregon Duck. Well, they haven't been winning many days this year. But that's a story for BR Before Dark here on Bleach Report Facebook Live. But right now it's BR Varsity Live. He's Michael Felder. I'm Nelson. You just met our beautiful jogger-wearing colleague, Adam Lefko.
He is addicted. He's addicted to the jogger life.
Addicted to the jogger life. So our question on Facebook was Harbaugh or Saban? Who would you rather play for? Give me that thumbs up if you're riding with Jim Harbaugh and his khakis, and if you're angry, well, if you're going to hit the angry face, that's for Nick Saban because, let's face it, he yells a lot, right? Wow. 100%?
100% Harbaugh, 0% Saban.
Wow. I mean, they must not like winning. Well, both teams are winning right now, but I mean, Saban's got the ships.
That's remarkable.
Yeah. Should we throw up a new question for our Facebook audience?
Let's talk dancing.
So Najee doing a little dance on the field, as in dancing around defenders.
Dancing around, wow.
Oof, man.
Dancing around defenders.
That's a whiff right there from the defender. Or Lefko with Captain Bree and the AHS cheerleading squad. Who had the better moves?
Look at this. After the club, we just changed locations.
He's wearing a Yacht Boys towel.
Oh, dude, all day.
Yeah.
After the club, we just changed locations.
Bless that beautiful man. All right.
Can we get, I love this question right here. Can we get Pitt's quarterback to play for the 49ers on Sunday? Oh, my goodness. You know what?
Who'd that come
I don't
from?
know what the rules are about him playing in this game and then playing another football game, but I tell you what, listen, the way that he showed himself early, he's absolutely got an opportunity. We saw the legs. We've seen the arm. This guy's putting up big numbers today.
Montez Thompson, stiff arm, stays on his feet, rolls to his left, and he's got a lot of daylight in front of him. Nice play, great angle to get him out.
Yeah, healthy, he might house that one. I mean, that was, you look at this play, I mean, obviously we're talking about Najee Harris, but man, look at this. Take a leg, give it away. give a leg, take it away.
Yeah.
And then you see him up there. If he's got that little extra gear, if he's healthy a little bit, he may put that one in the house. But that's just you see the vision, you see the ability to run through arms.
Yep.
Good little running back.
37-yard pickup from Montez Thompson. Sale Kuka. He rolls to his left. Picks up a handful. So
Man,
Montez Thompson, 5'8", 185. He's a senior, a little bit like what we saw in Jaron Watkins.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago.
A little bigger, but absolutely similar in terms of his ability to be shifty and have the burst.
He doesn't have any college offers, and his coaching staff pretty upset about it. They don't know how that's happened, but he is getting interest from programs like San Diego State, San Jose State, Eastern Washington, Sac State. Now his dream would be to go to Oregon, but he's going to take an offer wherever he goes, and he's going to ball out there. That's the mindset he's taking. That's the mindset you kind of have to have if you're a guy like Montez, because people are constantly going to overlook you because of the numbers next to your name, and that's 5'8", 185.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good running back somewhere. He's gonna have an opportunity to play some football.
All I'm gonna say is this: some of that same stuff happened with when a guy like Jacquizz Rodgers came out of high school, went to Oregon State, balled there, made it to the NFL, and up until he got hurt last week, was balling out for the Bucks, bailing them out, while Doug Martin and Charles Sims are both hurt. So
I was wondering how you were going to fit Oregon State into this.
Well,
I thought it was going to be with Simonton.
Ken Simonton went to Pitt.
But you found a way to go. You literally you flipped it, reversed it. You brought it in a different way. You came in the side door.
I thought you were going to go Missy Elliott there.
Put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Folks, if this is too weird for you, then maybe Bleacher Report Facebook Live isn't the thing for you. But this is what you get. We're just shooting the breeze together with you guys, the audience watching on Facebook Live. We're doing this one more time on November 19th.
They have a lot of
IMG and Bishop Sullivan. A huge squad. Talking teams.
Yeah,
they got a really big team.
Got a really big team there. I didn't realize that they had that many cheerleaders until Lefko was dancing with them.
Yeah.
How many cheerleaders do you guys have at your high school?
You think I remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we had like 13 or 14.
Any Marina Vikings who are watching this broadcast right now, if you remember how big our cheerleading squad was, put it in the comment section, because I have no clue.
For the playoffs, though, we went JV and varsity together.
Yeah.
So we had a much larger squad.
Get in there! Aaron, you must be familiar with our broadcast, because every now and then I'm going to shout out Oregon State and Oregon as much as possible, because I was living in Oregon before I moved out to New York. Go Platypuses, so I don't upset anybody on either side of the Civil War.
Goodness.
All right, folks, let's reset. 27-14, the Pitt Pirates lead the Antioch Panthers. 3 minutes left in the first half. We got John LUCIDO, the head coach of Antioch, mic'd up. You saw him yelling a little bit there. Kicks away and takes a bounce into the end zone. All right. So if you guys are just tuning in, what have you missed? You've missed some really good plays right now from both sides of this rivalry, the big little game. Let's take a look at the big plays that we've seen from both the Pirates and the Panthers, Felder. Najee with a little scoot, showing off his moves and his vision. There's Lefko.
I love the way that he bites his lip.
In slow motion.
The bottom lip bite is unstoppable.
So sensual, so seductive.
It's so great. Wow, Najee, man.
Yeah, Najee.
See, wow.
93%.
Haters.
Yeah. Oh, that is a dangerous throw. Look at Najee. Najee's looking at Willem.
You can't do that.
Bro, why you did that?
Yeah, exactly. Why did you do that?
Why you did that? Now, listen, Willem Carnthong, he's just a sophomore. It's going to be his team once Najee leaves. It's going to be a whole different offense. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. But you asked to describe Willem, that 5'10", 165-pound sophomore, and coaches say he's a little farvish. He slings the ball around, and the other team catches it every now and again. He's got 14 touchdowns and 11 interceptions coming into this game.
That's a first down.
And when you see passes like that, you can understand that Favre gunslinger comparison, I should say.
Let's see what we're going to get out of Najee as we get closer to halftime. Down by 13 right now, and they need Najee to really activate. He needs a big play to get the energy up on the sidelines for this Antioch squad, a big play to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone. He's got to do some things, and they got to find a way to create some space for him, because what we're seeing is Pittsburgh really crowd that line of scrimmage.
Hey, Daniel Honey, you keep shutting down those haters in the comment section while we watch Najee catch the football and bowl guys over and get to about midfield. Felder's dancing here in the booth. I'm going to dance with them.
Listen, all I'm saying, what did I say? They got to find out a way to create some space for Najee, because they need a big play, and boom, what do? They motion him out of the backfield. He's in space. Now you got to tackle him one-on-one. Too slow to get him there. Guy overruns it. Next thing you know, he's created a big gain for himself, and now they've got some breathing room. They got an opportunity to try to put 6 on the board. He's there. He's wide open. 7's open.
Wow, he was there, Felder.
Wow.
All right, so Antioch starting to get some juice here on offense. Get back in rhythm. They scored on their opening drive. It's been a little inconsistent since.
Yeah, they cleared out the guy with the little post there, came in right behind him with a sort of a corner route, and boom. And it was a go, not a post, excuse me. I thought it was a post, but he came, Isaiah Dunn ran a go route, cleared out the corner. Now you sneak the corner.
Don't end up like Clowney, says Victor Barber. Victor, Clowney was the #1 pick in the NFL.
Don't be the #1 pick in the NFL?
And he's
Who's
actually
balling?
Playing well this year. I know he was hurt. But yeah.
That's what I don't know if you can hear the crowd, but like, woo. That was one of those.
So here's the thing. You ask Najee, what do you love about football? And he says he loves making people go ooh and ah.
The crowd. Making the crowd go ooh, and they did it right there on that run where he's so strong. He's such a strong runner.
So you see what he's done so far today. 14 carries, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns, and yes.
It's a win for Pittsburgh right now.
They're doing a great job.
Closer to halftime.
A little miscommunication there between Willem Carnthong.
Zigged when he should have zagged.
And Jameer Wilson. But Najee Harris, a year ago when these two teams met, Najee went off. 37 carries, 277 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then, again, Pitt thought they were doing a really good job on him, because at one point there was a 9-carry stretch for Najee where he was tackled for a loss 3 times, he was stuffed for no gain 3 times, and held to just 1 yard 3 times. So they felt like they did a good job. You're seeing that a little bit here today, and a big sack for Pitt. So this Pitt defense, they got the juice right now.
They're coming after him. He didn't even have a chance to get set up on that play. He's already got guys breathing down his neck, so that's going to be a tough one. They've got to get back. They got to find a way to create something in the run game.
Oh, I'm going to say this, Felder, that was Sam Dixon, number 12, on the sack. He said he's related to Ed Dixon. There's another connection to Oregon.
I like that. I like his nickname, Sam.
You can't say that.
What?
All right. Well, if you want, go ahead.
Sam Big Dixon.
Nope.
That's it.
That's what he said his nickname is. That's what he said his nickname is.
Big.
Don't get mad at us. This is BR Varsity Live, and this is what we're about. Coming up, the BR halftime report. Lefko, he's going to take over Antioch's pep rally and obstacle course. Got a mannequin challenge, the one that's sweeping the internet right now. I'm pretty sure Antioch is going to be up there with the best. That's what I've been told. Haven't seen it yet. And also,
Felder's
going to break down the first half and get you ready for the second half. All right, this is the most important poll question that we are going to ask you today on hashtag BR Varsity Live. What should Felder eat at half? Felder loves his snacks, and he runs on trash, so we're going to put it in your hands. There are 4 options here. Popcorn. Give me that thumbs up if you want him to eat popcorn and think he should eat popcorn. If you think he should go with Cheez-Its, give me the heart. Show that love for the Cheez-Its. Soft pretzels, the ha-ha laughing face, and French fries. Let's go shocked, because that would be an upset in my opinion. I would be surprised if you wanted to eat French fries.
Really? Because I love French fries. They're delicious.
French fries, but I just don't think, as we show the snack bar here, that's awesome. Really well done. We need somebody there at the front of the line right now to deliver Michael Felder's choice. So, wow, live.
There we go. You people know me. You people know me.
People know Felder. He loves popcorn. Right now, it's just a battle: popcorn and Cheez-Its. Popcorn and Cheez-Its.
Oh, French fries.
French fries coming back into the thing.
On the come up.
Listen, I feel like I'm watching a horse race right now. This is incredible. All right, thumbs up for popcorn, heart for Cheez-Its, laughing for soft pretzels, and the O-face, I'm going to call it for French fries. Because French fries can be...
French fries are getting a lot of love. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. Please vote for popcorn, because that's really what I want.
We went to the movies the other day. You went home with 2 large refill buckets of popcorn. Oh my gosh! What is this, WWE?
Right there. That's Najee
Harris.
That's Najee Harris on defense.
Oh
wow!
Oh,
finishing a playoff.
Bubba, no, that's called death.
That's Hezekiah Thomas with a nice run there for Pittsburgh, but Najee Harris with a great finish.
I'm just gonna finish this run. Yeah, Najee will help you finish that run.
That is a
Goldberg spear.
That's a form tackle. That's a form tackle, leg drive. He wraps up. That's a form tackle.
Hey, that's going to fuel that debate, Felder. Should he play offense? Should he play defense? I know you're going to talk more about that later.
It's awesome. I mean, I love it. I mean,
Manny Rogers asked a legitimate question. They sell Cheez-Its there? Cheez-Its is kind of a niche.
Listen, I got Cheez-Its in my bag, okay?
Oh, we stocked up. The truck is ready. The truck is ready.
You know this. You've been on enough shoots with me to know that I keep Cheez-Its in my bag.
Yeah.
Much like Beyonce and Hillary Clinton keep hot sauce in their bag. Swag. Okay? So I'm a Cheez-Its guy.
Trevor is going with option 5, which is not technically on the board, but eat a foot-long corn dog.
Are you insane?
That's next level. That's aggressive.
Listen, I would have eaten that foot-long hot dog.
They do have corn dogs.
I will eat a corn dog.
All right. Producer Mike is telling us. He's giving us all the
When's the last time you had a corn dog?
Elementary school.
Really?
Yeah.
Last time I had a corn dog was like probably a month ago when I went to Cookout.
About a week ago?
It was all good about a week ago. I got a side. I got a corn dog as a side.
Let's check in. Cheez-Its. Oh, Cheez-Its getting edged out right now. French fries.
I don't even know if they have French fries here.
I'm pretty sure they do. Otherwise, that wouldn't be an option. It's no love for soft pretzels.
Yeah.
No love for soft pretzels.
People are like, get the soft pretzel out of here. Yo, corn dogs, though? What? Cookout's got corn dogs as a side.
People are probably watching, well, one, Montez Thompson take off on a 5-yard run. But people are probably watching BR Varsity Live right now and saying, what the hell is happening? This is just us. Can we take a look in the booth? This is just us. Love us for who we are and what we're about, which is getting weird and having fun with you guys at home.
And popcorn.
And popcorn. And fueling up on trash. Poison, as producer Hunter calls
Jesus.
it. Give me that. Jesus.
No, so far this game, I think Pittsburgh's done a phenomenal job of bottling up Najee Harris.
Felder can't eat them. The poll is for Felder, not for me. I can eat Cheez-Its whenever I want. Again, we're just watching football together, guys.
We're watching football with you.
Oh, you wanted Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth? Sorry, not here. All right. As the two teams take a time out here in the Big Little Game, let's show you what's been on Bleacher Report's Instagram story. Oh, look at Lefko boomeranging. Yak, boys. Yak, boys. That's what he's saying there with the student section here at Antioch. Lefko and producer Sam, they're allowed to roam free, which is dangerous. That's just dangerous, but we like to live. I didn't want to say it. That's just bad. We hate bad movie dialogue.
We did. We went and saw Jack Reacher Never Go Back, and
there was some
very bad dialogue in that movie.
Oh, Felder will not.
We did not share I don't share popcorn with anyone ever. No. So we go to the movie theaters. We each get our own individual popcorn.
Yes.
We sit one seat apart because I need space. I'm a man that I sweat a lot. That's why
you take a towel wherever you go.
That's why I've got the towel with me.
Yeah.
So we need a little bit of space. We saw Jack Reacher Never Go Back, and one, huge Colby Smulders fan. I think she's phenomenal.
Huge Colby Smulders.
Two,
not a fan of this line. I'm gonna try and reenact it for you guys watching at home right now. he needs to know the information of potential criminals, and he's like, I want to know their bank records, what their names are, what car they drive, and then he goes full bad dialogue mode and says how they like their eggs, what sort of ice cream they like to eat, and I need that information. How did he cap it off?
He goes, and I need that information yesterday.
Fella and I look at each other and almost threw up our large buckets of popcorn.
It was so bad.
Not great.
It was so bad.
But we did enjoy our time together. I think.
Yeah, it was just to watch a movie, you know, at a new theater I'd never been to. It's fantastic.
Then line back up.
All right, folks, but why are you watching this? It's the reason why we're here. The #1 player in the country, Najee Harris, who's committed to Alabama. You were expecting big things out of him because he's produced big things all year. Pittsburgh's done a nice job, but here's some early highlights.
You see the vision, you see the speed, you see him turn it up there, give a leg, take a leg away, make a miss. Here, him just getting into the end zone. He's had a nice day, not the day that probably he's used to having, where he's putting up huge numbers. But you see there on that flywire camera, you see Najee Harris, when he gets in space, he's able to make people pay for it. The key for Pittsburgh is
That's Tony, man.
Antioch is going to be finding ways against Pittsburgh.
That's Tony Schultz.
Get Najee more space, because when you're dealing with that size differential, their offensive line is overmatched by this Pittsburgh defensive front, and Najee's got to find ways to create space. If that means you move him around a little bit, they're going to have to move him around.
It's 27-14, under a minute to play here in the opening half. A shout out to Enrique Williams Jr., who was watching BR Varsity Live today. He's not necessarily in love with us, Felder. He would take, I don't care who you would take over us. This is what you get. This is what you get. Sorry, bro. But again, we appreciate you tuning in here on BR Varsity Live. This is the second game of 3 that we're going to be doing. Live high school football on Facebook. Never been done before. Till BR came along and thought, hey, what the hell? Why not? And that's exactly what Seo Kuka said there. Why not throw that one over the middle? And it's hauled in for a touchdown.
That's A.J. Boyd.
A.J. Boyd.
He didn't even practice when we saw him. He was hurt. They weren't sure if he was going to be able to give it a go. He went all the way to the end zone. Please, that's another one of those guys that's got just real. I mean, we're looking at him. We saw Armand McRaven, now A.J. Boyd. They've got players on that side of the football for Pittsburgh, and those guys are going out and making big time plays.
Danny Marie Lumbre, I see you. I feel you on that. Bleacher Report needs to get some of that Pittsburgh Pirate or Pittsburgh Pride spirit on the other side. Ain't no party like a pirate party.
We will
Show
try
both
and
sides.
send Lefko over there.
I don't know if Lefko ready for that pirate. If there's no party like a pirate party, is Lefko ready for said pirate party? I don't know. I guess we can find out.
As long as Mike Leach isn't over there.
Wolf Montez, producer Sean sent me this one. Wolf Montez said 500 likes, and I run on the field with no shirt. 500 thumbs up, and Wolf Montez is going to run on the field with no shirt.
What are we at right now?
I don't know. How many likes are we at? I mean, what are the numbers there? Wolf, I think you need to be out there with no shirt yesterday.
Goodness. Awesome. So we got the second of 2 games.
Hey, listen, I just want to show some love for A.J. Boyd. He said he's getting no offers, but he's getting some interest from the likes of Boise State, Arizona State. His dream school is Cal.
Awesome.
Close. He wants to be in Berkeley, or Berkeley, as you would normally want to say around these parts. But just a junior, he and Tiantre Pierce, a couple of junior wideouts here for this Pittsburgh Pirate offense. So 34-14, Najee and company in a big-time hole, a little squib
kick.
As let's see if they're going to get an opportunity to run one play before the end of the half. Yes, they will. But our third and final game on BR Varsity Live, it's the future of the league. You got a 5-star in Dylan Moses. He's got more than 24 stars and about 10 3-stars, and that's just on one team. IMG Academy, the football factory in Florida, heads down to Virginia Beach to take on another powerhouse led by a Florida State commit, and that's Bishop Sullivan Catholic. That's on deck for BR Varsity Live, coming to you live on November 19th at 7 Eastern here on Bleacher Report Facebook Live. Can't wait for that one.
No, I'm looking forward to it. We're easing into the big-time recruit here with Najee Harris, and then we're gonna turn it up a notch when we talk about talent all over the field, calling that game sort of the future of the
league?
Future of the league.
Yeah.
Because these guys are all going to make some big-time plays. Just they get after it. Benjamin Whitmer, does Felder listen to Madonna? Yes, I do. I would say that probably my favorite Madonna song is Lucky Star.
Yeah.
That's just such a good jam. Starlight, Starbright.
I'll go with it. I'll go with it. All right. So what is Felder eating at halftime? And a comeback victory for Felder's favorite snack, and that would be popcorn. French fries, you made a good run. You made a strong run thanks to our viewers here on Facebook Live. But popcorn wins out, and Felder with the victory formation celebrating. So we're going to get you a big bag of popcorn because we got some good stuff coming up on the BR halftime report. What kind of good stuff? If you're into the mannequin challenge, Antioch High School submitted theirs, and they want to see where it stands on the internet. Also, the pep rally for AHS. Lefko's going to take over that, and of course, Felder's going to break down the football. That's coming up here on hashtag BRVarsity Live on Facebook Live.
All right, Anthony Schultz and Dan Wall here with the Delta TV halftime report. But first, let's go to Mike Cronenwett, who's got Mark Butterfield, class of 1991.
All right, how about a big round of applause for the all-Pittsburgh.
I'm here with Antioch alumni Mark Butterfield, former quarterback and class of 1990. And Mark, what do you take so far in this first half of play?
So far, it's not going the way I would like to see it. Obviously, like to see the Panthers in the game, but got a whole half to go here. Hopefully, the ball will bounce our way and we'll come back and get them in the second half.
And Mark, we were talking off camera, your former Stanford. Obviously, we have the hat on today, and all conference performer too on your days on the farm. But also talk a little bit about this rivalry. What was that one moment in this rivalry that you remember most when you played the Pittsburgh Pirates back in high school?
Unfortunately, it wasn't the greatest of memory, and it still sticks with me. Senior year, playing at Antioch, 21-14 loss, unfortunately. Driving down to get them in the last few minutes of the game, and I ended up throwing an interception, so it sticks with me. But it's a great rivalry. It's one of the best around here, and it's always fun to come back out and check it out for sure.
And that was a long career, but I'm sure you did better to make up for it over the years. And honestly, we will see if the Antioch Panthers have a comeback in them. And that will do it with Mark. And back to you guys for the halftime show right now.
All right, Mike, thank you very much for that interview. And Dan, well, we look at the scoreboard, 34-14 here at halftime, and kind of like a lot what we were talking about in the pregame, Dan, the Antioch defense unable to stop the Pittsburgh offense
at all. I mean, they have, and amazingly, when we went into the game with the big buildup of Montez Thompson, and Thompson now has tied the Pittsburgh single-season touchdown, or the career single season. Is it single season or touchdown? I'm getting confused now.
It's
he tied some record.
It's a single season touchdown record.
He's tied.
With
Harris Ross, who had 7 in one game. That's why he had such a high total.
That was the Monta Vista game. That was a fantastic
Yes, that was a great game.
Right.
So now he's tied. He needs one more, but he does hold the career record for yardage. But he hasn't been the real guy in this game. Actually, the star so far is the quarterback.
Kuka has been fantastic.
He ran for a touchdown. He got out of a situation on a sack that he completed a pass
Turned
before
into a 15-yard pass play, and then there was the 50-yard run following that.
And he's had a number of long passes. Antioch has no real answer for their passing game. And so they've been able to kind of mix it up and throw a little bit more than they probably are used to. And that's why Antioch's in this hole. Now, Pittsburgh, though, playing a Raider-like game, has 5 personal fouls early, and a lot of those were for piling on, hitting out of bounds, that kind of stuff.
The late hits, I think they had 4 of those in the first half.
They had 4 of those. They had another one, and then they had the block in the back. So they've had a number of personal foul penalties. Antioch, though, an interception that hurt them. They had a couple of penalties late, and I've been approached on the sideline by a couple of people just kind of asking, where's Najee in this? And it is kind of interesting sometimes where when you have a guy that everyone knows you're going to use, you almost feel like, can I use him every time? Do I give him the ball all the time? Because, Pittsburgh's not dumb. Vic Galley's been circled this game since November 5th of last year when they lost. So what do you do? And you have a sophomore quarterback who has a decent arm, but not a great, strong, 50-yard type arm. So Interesting how everything's kind of played itself out.
Yeah, we talked about Montez and Najee so much. In fact, we have a comparison, a running back comparison for the two to look at, and there it is on the breakdown. And really, these guys are, not really center stage here, but both having very good games. Couple of touchdowns for each. We talked about Thompson and the Harris-Ross record that he has tied, but really Montez had that one big run, and that was the third Pitt possession for 35 yards for the touchdown. But Antioch also had some other chances in there, Dan. We're not able to take advantage of them, and a lot of that still has to be good defense by Pitt.
Well, and they were lucky, quite frankly, on the second touchdown. Najee barely got over before the ball was knocked out of his hand.
I thought that was a fumble at first.
He was over. We were down there, but you look at that. Najee has 114 yards total offense with the 3 receptions, and Thompson with 88 yards. But they have not really dominated the game the way we might have anticipated. Now the quarterback comparison. If you look at Kuka, 6 of 8 for 187 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't think anyone probably would have thought that, even though Carthon is 10 of 16 for 152. Not bad stats, but he does have that one big interception that led to a Pittsburgh
that
touchdown.
tip pass that ended up getting intercepted, but Carthon really, it's only about, 170 yards passing per game this year, so he's doing much better than that, Dan. And actually, I thought Willem threw a couple of passes. We didn't think he had the greatest arm. He's still a young guy. He's going to be here for a couple of more years. But he threw a couple balls that were not caught, that it looked like the Panthers could have got big plays on.
And really, Pittsburgh, neither of the defensive lines has really been that much of a factor. There's been a little bit of pressure. Finally, towards the end of the second quarter there, Antioch got a couple of touches on Kuka, but he was able to get away. Carthon is generally rolling or throwing quickly, and when he has it, he's kind of overlaunched a number of guys going down the sidelines, so that's where that kind of teaching comes in. He's good throwing a short pass. They've actually used a number of plays going out in the flat to Harris, because a lot of guys, too, are saying on the sidelines, when are we going to get him out in space? Because Najee in space is almost untackleable.
Right.
Is that a word, untackleable? I don't know. I just made it up.
Now.
It is now. Cannot be tackled. I mean, he's always breaks the first tackle. He's got a great
straight arm
push.
Showed that a couple of times.
He does it. Guys go back 5 yards. He doesn't just push a guy off and then he gets tackled on 1 yard. He pushes him completely off and runs. So you're going to have to get Najee out in more space in the second half. So what we're looking at right now, Tony, is now Pittsburgh probably feels like they have to run up the score here and win big to get into the open division. That's probably the last step here, right? I mean, they're up by 20. If they won this game by 40 points, there's going to be that question in everyone's mind, who goes? Monte Vista with a loss to De La Salle, Pittsburgh with a loss to Freedom, or Clayton Valley with a loss to the number 22 team out of Mission Viejo. Very interesting decision is going to come up there. If Antioch comes back, then other debates will be brought about tomorrow. And it just doesn't look like right now Antioch has the horses on defense to stop Pittsburgh's offense.
It's kind of been that way the whole year for their defense, and even in a lot of their big wins, the opposing offenses have been able to move the ball and score some points. But everything started out great. Some passing, some Najee running, and then Carthon able to throw the ball downfield. Antioch goes right down the field on the opening drive. Dan scores a touchdown, gets the 2-point conversion. But ever since that point, it's been, 5 touchdowns to 1 touchdown since then. So there you go. It's just, the Pittsburgh offense just a little too much for the Antioch defense. And unless they can find a way to get that slowed down a little bit, and a couple of turnovers wouldn't help, Antioch probably not going to be able to get back into this football
Pittsburgh's played a very clean game. The only two, one turnover on the interception, the other on that kickoff where Antioch almost fumbled away the kickoff. But you look here, I think the big play of the game right now is the 81-yard pass to McRaven. That came right after Pitt had come down and scored, made it 8-7. Antioch still had the lead. Punt, they go out on 3 plays, and McRaven 81 yards from Kuka. And then the interception, and then Pitt, and then Thompson a 35-yard run. So we went from 8-0 to 19-8 real fast for Pittsburgh. Now, last year in the first half, Antioch was down 3 touchdowns, but remember they got that big interception by Ryan Payne right towards the end of halftime that brought him back, and then they got the ball to start the second half and went down and scored, and then the game was back. Pittsburgh gets the ball to start the second half. I don't need to tell you, if they go up by 4 touchdowns, I just don't simply think they can do it. Antioch could score 4 touchdowns. I don't think they're going to hold Pittsburgh off the board the whole entire second half.
Yeah, I still think what really stood out to me was when Kukoc looked like he was tackled for a loss there, and he ends up completing the pass for the 15-yard gain, and then he comes back with that 50-yard run. That might have been the best 2 plays in a row that I've seen here today. It was just such a spectacular play. He really impressed me in that first half.
Yeah, and he doesn't get a lot of mention, you know, with Thompson on that team, and the fact that Pittsburgh is probably a more complete team. When you look at all the positions, and you look at that defensive line, 250. Every guy goes 250 on that line.
Unbelievable.
Guys are looking down there. You might have said it, and we were talking to Mark Butterfield and his brother Mike down the sideline. We both played here. That was the biggest guy when we played. 245 on Pittsburgh's line's the smallest guy. I mean, they're huge. And Antioch has not been able to run the ball up the middle for a lot of yardage. Their yards have all come on the outside and all come on pass plays, and usually it's when Carthong is in motion and running out of the pocket. That just gives him a head start because he's not a big guy. He can't look. Kuka's a little bit bigger. He can look down the field, and he was just throwing to spots. You know, he was just launching the first 3 or 4 passes, but very accurate, you know, and the guys were open. What are you going to do? Another thing that killed Antioch is letting them score with 10 seconds left.
That last touchdown is got to be a heartbreaker. You're going to go into the, well, maybe not the locker room, but maybe they're out there talking about it, but that's really got to be a letdown when you think you're only down by a couple touchdowns. You really feel like you got a chance, and then you give up the late score, and you're feeling like, well, not only are we down by the 3 touchdowns, but we're just in a situation where we just can't stop these guys.
And the sad thing about that is Pitt had just called their last time out. So the pass to Boyd, if they could have tackled him in bounds, they got a first down, the clock would have stopped for the chain movement. But still, anything. Just don't let him get in the end zone. And they let him get into the end zone on a 31-yard pass. So it's going to be interesting in the second half. It just lends to, also this lends to, you know, does Pittsburgh, if they win this game this big, do they even belong in the Division I? To me, they belong in the open. So then we're going to have debates tomorrow. I'd love to televise that. It might be a more interesting debate than anything Trump and Clinton had, is the debate to see who are 3 and 4 in the division, because of how it's all going to play out if Pittsburgh wins. You got 3 9-1 teams.
All right, the halftime stats. Halftime is brought to you by Tailgaters, open 7 days a week, showing all sports and serving homemade food. Come in for our NFL broadcast, NFL breakfast, 9 a.m. on Sundays. And Redwood Painting Company is named one of the publication's 2016 Best of the United States Companies, due in large part to its industry contributions and the forward-thinking nature of the company, Redwood Painting Company. And at Robert A. Bothman Construction, our entire team is dedicated to achieving the highest possible quality on every project. Quality people, quality projects, Robert A. Bothman Construction. And now we have the stats for the first half.
As you can see, first downs, Antioch actually has more first downs. So you do that when the other team's scoring 50 and 31 and 81-yard plays. You don't get first downs for those. That'd be fun if they added like every 10 yards you got another first down, but then it would skew all the pass records, Tony, so they don't do that. If you look at the Pittsburgh has 369 total yards in the first half.
Unreal.
That's on pace for 740.
Way over. That's way over their typical average for per game average.
And you can see Najee has 51 yards, so the rest of the rushing -8 for Antioch. So they're not getting any contributions from the rest of that backfield squad. Penalties, though, you can see 80 yards in penalties against Pittsburgh, but it hasn't, you know, as Jack Del Rio will tell you, it's not how many penalties that you get, it's how many points you get. Because I think someone also mentioned that down there, like, hey, Dan, this is like a Raider game. Yeah, well, for Pittsburgh it is right now. They're getting all the penalties, but they're still winning.
So that will do it. 34-14 is the score here at halftime. That wraps up the halftime show. We'll have the second half coming up, and then we'll see you for the postgame show right here on Delta TV.
It's 34-14 after the first half here on BR Varsity Live. You're watching high school football live on Bleacher Report, Facebook Live. And it's not Friday. Saturday, it's sunny, it's gorgeous here in Northern California by the Bay. He's Michael Felder, I'm Stephen Nelson. Adam Lefko, the third member of our team. We'll check in with him in just a little bit. But before we get going in the second half, Felder, as Antioch tries to come back and climb out of this big hole, let's take a look back at the first half. And we got to start with Sale Kuka, the quarterback for Pitt.
big day for Seo Kuka, a guy we had listed as the first impact player for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and you see him here getting it done with the arm, pushing the ball down the field early. That's the first drive. He made a big impact there. Little help from McRaven, from Arvin McRaven with a nice snag. Again, another long touchdown here where his guy gets loose and he gets 6. He also got it done with his legs, though. We saw him here on the run. He, listen, made a guy miss. Najee's not the only person that can dance a little bit. Made him miss, and then he went in for 6. And then on the other side of the ball, man, Najee Harris. He's a guy that really, he can play. He can flat out play. Seo's got his team in position to win. Najee's got a lot of work to do in the second half.
And here's the thing, Najee came into this game having played 9 contests this season. In 7 of those 9, he had 200+ yards rushing. His season low is 132 yards and a touchdown versus De La Salle, a game that Antioch lost. But he has been bottled up here in the first half by Pitt. The Pirates have done a fantastic job, Felder. What has to change up front for Antioch?
They got to find ways to get him in space. I like when they use him in the passing game. They allowed him to get into space, him in one-on-one situations, and that's the big plus for him.
And Felder, of course, Najee's wearing a Viper unit from our friends at Stat Sports, Live Sports Science. So you're talking about how many G's, how much impact these guys are experiencing in a football game. Those are some big-time numbers from Najee Harris in that first half. Now, those are collisions. He wants more breakaway runs. We could talk about how fast he's going in this game. He just, frankly, has not had the room to run. 71 rush yards and 39 yards receiving for Najee, and a couple of touchdowns in that first half. All right, as both teams get set for the third quarter, let's send it down to our boy in the joggers, Adam Lefkoe, with Coach Galley.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, Coach Galley of the team that's kicking some butt right now, up 34-14. Look, I know we're part of the hype train. We've been talking all week, all month about Najee Harris and all that stuff. So let me ask you, how did you use that to motivate these kids?
How do you know we used it? Hell yeah, we used it. Thank you guys. I really appreciate Bleacher Report. Put some billboard material up for us and getting our guys hyped up. We're pretty good too. So, hey,
you're pretty good. You got 1 loss. I mean, did you have? What were you telling these kids? Yeah, barely. Freedom.
You know, quite honestly, going in right now, I mean, I feel good. It's nice to have a good lead like this. I think we're doing some good things. We have too many penalties. It's almost a tale of two halves. We were in this situation last week too, where we came in, we were winning at halftime. Last year, we were actually up 2 touchdowns last year in this very ball game, and they came back and won. So I don't want these guys to get too excited. Hey, it's a good football team. They're not going to quit playing. So I'm excited. I mean, this is good. Great atmosphere, great production, but I want to finish this production.
Well, you can admit that Najee's a freak. We all know that he's a freak. I mean, yeah.
That's like high school, and we're playing against Todd Gurley. I mean, he's, that's who he most resembles, and he's.
My thing is, so they have success in the first half, and I'm sure it's gang tackling. You go in the halftime, I'm sure they're pumped about it. What did you say to go, don't sleep on this kid, because it's still freaking Todd Gurley?
Well, yeah. Well, mainly, I mean, last year, if last year's not fresh in their mind, I mean, we reminded them about last year, the whole week. We prepared, we had a great week of practice. But, even here and even now, we're doing good. We have too many penalties. And I don't know, I think we're a pretty well-coached football team, and to have the penalties that we're having, I got an issue with those guys. I don't think I'm going to get fined by anybody, referee association.
Have you heard of the Thigh Guys?
Who?
Yeah, they're the guys calling this game. They got amazing legs. Let me go back to them. Coach Galley, kick some butt in the second half, my man. Appreciate you. Nelson Felder, back to you.
Thanks, Lef. And Coach Galley, what a badass. By the way, if you got love for Coach Galley, show that in the comment section right now.
Awesome.
And I want you to take a look at that right wrist, okay? He's wearing a pink wristband because this is a huge game for him, not just because of the football implications for the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is big to him personally. Okay, for the past 10 years plus, his godmother, Leanne, would keep live stats on the sideline for Pitt. She battled breast cancer 15 years ago, and it came back, and unfortunately, she passed away. This is the first game that Coach Galley has called since the passing of his godmother, Leanne. This is an emotional game for him, an important one for him, and he's honoring her with that pink wristband.
Yeah, he look, Coach Galley recognizes, one, he knows a year ago they had a lead and they gave it up. A week ago, their first loss of the season, they gave it up. And he knows that he's got, as he mentioned, Todd Gurley playing on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
When I look at Najee, I think that's the best comparison. You see Todd Gurley here from my home state of North Carolina and what he was able to do. A guy that just found ways to create space. Vision, we talked about it with Najee all day. Gurley, same thing, that vision to cut back across the grain, his ability to find ways. And you see Najee doing some of the same things here. Feet stopped in the backfield, doesn't matter. Vision, sees it with his balance. He sees it with his eyes. He works his balance. He works his leg drive to run through those. I think Gurley is a perfect comp for Najee Harris because they're so similar in all the things that they do. They weave through traffic. They run those legs. They don't let arms tackle them. They don't go seek out punishment, but they go. But if you want to bring a hammer, if you want to bring a hammer, you better bring a big one because these guys are going to knock you out. It's absolutely phenomenal. There, as you see, some of the balance that we highlighted, that we're highlighting, the ability for them to just be so confident with the balance, the ability for Najee here. You'll see him. Whoop, no problem. I'm okay. He gets it done. I'm just a huge fan of his. I think Gurley is probably the perfect comp.
So I got a question for you, Felder, and the people watching on Facebook Live. Who is the best high school running back you have ever seen? This is not necessarily the player who went on to the best success at the college level or the NFL level, just the best high school running back you have ever seen. Put the answer in the comment section. I'll read some of the best submissions. But Felder, I'm going to tee that one up for you.
Lorenzo Booker played at Florida State. Watching his highlight tape, we used to break into the archives at UNC because he's a little bit older than me, and watch the highlight tapes. And Lorenzo Booker's highlight tape was so remarkably exceptional. It was one of those things where he wasn't as big as some of these other guys like we're talking about Gurley or Najee, but everything was a home run. Punt returns, kick returns, everything was a home run going for 6. And not a running back, but I will tell you the best highlight tape ever, Ronald Curry.
Wow.
Ronald Curry.
Derek Watson saying Maurice Jones-Drew.
Ooh, yeah.
Daniel Davis saying Reggie Bush.
His highlight tape was crazy sick.
Yep.
Like we had that one too. It was so good.
Yeah. A lot of love for Victor Galley in the comment section. His 15th year as the head coach at Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh, though he did play at De La Salle. This is his hometown team. It says it's his dream job, and he's in the midst of an incredible season for Pitt. Yes, they did lose last week, and they're ticked off about that, Phil. Yeah. They had a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. They gave up 20 points, first loss of the year, and that kind of put them on the outside in a little bit, looking at that open division playoffs here in California. But they got an opportunity to get back in this thing by beating Antioch and the #1 recruit in the country with some style points. They've done that up to this point, 34-14 here as the third quarter gets underway. But as he mentioned in his halftime interview with Lefko, they remember what happened a year ago. They had a halftime lead, a 2-score lead against Antioch, and the Panthers came back to run over them in the second half, get the victory, and win the BVAL.
Perfect screen call. I mean, these guys are out for it. They know they smell the blood in the water.
No doubt.
They want to go make it happen. Great screen call there early because Antioch knows they got to be a little. They know they have to be aggressive. They know they've got to find ways to get to the quarterback. And when you know that, you know you can dial up a screen. Huge play for them. They go out and they go pick up 30 yards on a huge play.
I saw LaDainian Tomlinson in the comment section. That just happens to be Montez Thompson's favorite player. And a big play for him. You see Coach Victor Galley on the sidelines. He's got his team clicking. Again, first loss of the year. So that's going to bring that play back. Bo Jackson says Darius Anderson.
Did all these people watch Bo Jackson play for real?
I don't know.
Like, I remember him. Like, I was a little kid, and I remember him like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't old enough to watch him in high school.
Oh, Devin King, De Anza High School. That's an interesting one.
There's Sale.
Up the sideline, the right side, cuts back inside, sheds some tackles, and he's free. Seo Kuka. Hello to the end zone one more time.
And this is the same. Look, we saw him do it. He's putting on a show today. This guy is putting on a show in the air. In the air, he's doing it on the ground. He is all over good.
Watch SUESUE again. Looks like he was just going to go out of bounds. No, step back inside and get off me. I'm going to go score a touchdown.
I'm going out of bounds. I'm going out of bounds. I'm going out of bounds. I'm just playing.
Nope.
I'm not going to go out of bounds. Psych. Yo, whatever happened to Psych?
SUESUE Kuka, the senior. He can run the football now. Again, he came into today second on the team in rushing. Behind Montez Thompson. Scores his second touchdown of the day.
That is a heck of a run.
Yeah, high snap too.
High
Hands
snap,
team.
Not a great fake on that jet sweep. Still figures it out. And then he cuts back across the grain, shakes off a tackle, and he puts it in for 6.
Yeah, again, get off me, please. I have a reservation.
What a play.
And a big-time play for SUESUE Kuka and a big lead. That pushes it 41-14. Now, what kind of day is SUESUE having? 9 carries, 114 yards on the ground, and that touchdown.
So someone's broke 100 yards.
Yeah.
It's not Najee.
It's not Najee. Najee has 100 total.
100 total yards, not 100 rushing yards. All right, we're going to get a chance to see Najee run the football again. They got to find ways to make something
And that's
happen.
the thing.
Again.
Here's another problem they're having, right? So they're down 41-14 here. 10:35 left in the third quarter, Felder. They wanted to test this secondary of Pitt, an inexperienced secondary. They just haven't been able to do it. Not a lot of rhythm on offense. So listen, Pittsburgh's out there with 11 guys trying to stop the #1 recruit in the country, and they've done a pretty good job up to this point. As Harris has shown time and time again, 11 might not be good enough, but he's doing it today. If you want NFL talk, the best in the business, well, you're going to have to hang out with my man Lefko and Chris Sims twice a week. You got Overreaction Monday, and then on Wednesday, they pick every game against the spread at Sims and Lefko Live here on Bleacher Report Facebook Live. Sign up for live notifications on Bleacher Report's Facebook page. That way you'll never miss any show. So Najee, turf monster, gets him there, slows him up, tries to cut back inside to pick up some more yardage, but he's brought down. Yeah, and Lefko is here with us. He's on the loose. He's on the loose. Now, somebody thought that'd be a good idea to give him a wireless mic, his own camera crew, and producer Sam. That means he can roam freely here at Antioch and pretty much do whatever he wants, and we'll check in with him a little bit later. Right now, Najee getting looked at on the ground. So listen, again, we've talked about it throughout the broadcast. He's not 100%. And a stumble there, and trying to keep his feet. And he's still being worked on.
We have a timeout on the field, player down.
And
once again, timeout on the field, player down.
they're calling the athletic trainers over to take a peek at Najee. Now here's the thing you got to know about this young man. Yes, he's the #1 recruit in the country. He's a running back, and he's committed to the premier college football program right now in the University of Alabama. But all the attention that we've given him, and that media gives him, he doesn't ask for it, doesn't necessarily want it. He likes to shed light on his teammates and his coaches. He has that kind of humility. And a profound impact not only on this football program, but on this community as well. You heard Lefko with the cheerleaders, Captain Bree earlier, and she talked about how much love that Antioch has for him because he's put AHS back on the map. So Najee to his feet.
Looks like he's got a cramp.
I don't know. He can't stand up right now. This is not great. Great to see, and coaches are trying to keep him back. You know he's telling them he wants to go back in right now because his team needs him. They're down 27 points. They need to make something happen, and he's the guy who has done that all season long. And entering this game, he had close to 2,000 yards rushing. He's hit that up to this point. There's a lot of wear on this incredible back, Najee Harris, and he takes
a lot of hits, and I think that's one of those things that you're going to see out of here. And this is the play where we saw him go down. He's standing on his own on the sidelines. There's no trainer looking at him right now, but I think ultimately for him, I saw him stretching him out a little bit. He's trying to get some Gatorade in there, so maybe, hopefully, it is a cramp and not something serious.
But a big play here for Antioch with Najee off the field, and that's Sione Vaki. 51 yards for the sophomore. I mean, he came into this game with 89 yards on the season. But Sione with the big pickup. Let's head down to Adam Lefkoe, who's on the sidelines.
Yeah, guys, look, I'm not Michelle Tafoya, but I got some information for you, and apparently it is a calf cramp for Najee. So everything I learned when I was 8 is Gatorade's banana. That's the key here. Gatorades and banana for Najee. We'll see if he does both of those things.
What about pickle juice?
No, not
well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to give him popcorn because I need to make that delivery to you soon, Felder. So I'll be up there in a second.
Yeah, and definitely not Sprite and bananas, if you know the Sprite and Banana Challenge. But
wait, what?
Yeah, you
I don't
cannot.
know this.
Okay, if you try and eat a banana and drink Sprite, you will immediately throw up. You will immediately throw up.
That's not a thing.
That's 100% a thing. Go on the internet. It's there.
I'm going to look that up now. I did not know that.
Thanks to Lefkoe for that report. Glad that it's just the cramp.
Absolutely.
A collective sigh of relief for anybody who's a fan of Antioch High School, Alabama, hell, Michigan. They're probably
just the football in general. Glad to see him healthy, and he's going to be all right. Got to get. Listen, somebody's got to get him a Gator Light. For those of you that don't know what Gator Lights are, they are maybe the most disgusting Gatorades of all time. It tastes like a salty Gatorade. It's not great.
Oof. Hey, we just want to shout out everybody watching on Facebook Live right now. Our second high school football game live on Facebook, and it's just an honor to have you guys watching it with us. Felder and I and Lefkoe, our entire crew, really love interacting with you guys online. And if you think you know people who might want to do the same, again, we have one more game, November 19th, IMG and Bishop Sullivan. Go ahead and share this right now on your Facebook page and just sort of spread the love. We love love. We love weirdness. Those are two of the things here.
I got distracted watching Sam and Lefkoe try to plan how they're going to deliver this popcorn down right in front of us.
Oh, you know what? Maybe they're going to shoot it in the cannon. I'm not sure. Najee back in, running to his left and down around the 5-yard line. Maybe he doesn't need water. Maybe he doesn't need Gatorade. Maybe he just needs some candy. This is what he gave us, a candy bar that says Crunch the Pirates. So Najee, maybe I'll give this to Lefkoe to deliver it down to him on the sidelines. Just
juice him up.
Get him back going here.
I don't think chocolate is what you take for cramps. They got an opportunity. Najee was back in the game there. They got an opportunity to score here, which is pretty huge for them because they've got to cut into this deficit and the clock's ticking. Wow, big play right there.
Hey, listen.
That's Iffy Joyner. Iffy Joyner making a play for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
So we talked about it off the top, Felder. You hit on the difference between these two teams up front. Now, on the offensive side of the football, Pitt is throwing 5 seniors at Antioch. On the defensive side, they got 3 seniors and 1 sophomore who is going to develop into a beast, according to that coaching staff and Jacob Bandis. But Iffy Joyner, they're on that play. They're just experienced and they're getting push up front.
Experienced with size. I think the biggest thing, if you're Najee or a Najee fan, I think the biggest thing that you're going to notice is at Alabama, he'll be playing behind a much larger offensive line. Just a bit bigger offensive line. That was Antoine Tanner there with the touchdown. So they're trying to claw their way back into this ballgame.
And a positive play for Antioch here. A touchdown pass from Willin Carthong to Mr. Tanner. Tanner came into this game leading Antioch in receptions. Also can run the football a little bit for them as well when he's asked to do so. And a touchdown and a botched snap, and they still get the kick away, and it's good. So the PAT is through, and now it's a 20-point ball game.
I really was not expecting you to shoot.
I don't know.
You
we
weren't?
didn't.
No. Good.
The camera wasn't tight enough on Lefko's footwork there, but he literally set the track on fire here at Antioch High School.
I mean, you know what? We're going to have to pay for those bird marks.
Man. All right, fellas, I'm going to get out of here.
All right.
Enjoy the game. I'm thinking that they're going to make a comeback. I can feel it.
Tyrese Brown says, go Juju on that beat somewhere.
Okay.
And go to the Pittsburg band, says Joseph Leal.
Oh, yes.
One more time, Lefko. The long con, Lefko.
Look at Felder.
I'm going to need a freeze frame of that right there. That was an epic Felder face.
Hey, pound it out. Pound it out.
Love you, Lef.
Bleacher Report, you guys are awesome. Facebook comments right now. Tell me what I need to do, and I'm doing it for you. Anything you need, anything you want, I'm going to give it to you.
Your deepest, darkest desires as we eat popcorn off of our broadcast boards here on Facebook Live.
Man. That was remarkable. Just flat out remarkable. Here we go, another big play.
Sail. He's got a man deep. Whew, that was close to another big one. Man. Yeah, there's the freeze frame. Felder looks like he's trying to catch the popcorn as it falls from the t-shirt cannon that Lefko used to fire it up. Alan, you're back in here. I wish you would have warned us. If you were a real friend, you would have told us that that was happening. Alan had no, he's an innocent party. He had an alibi.
I want to throw some of this out, but then it's just going to throw out on the people.
We got to tell Lefko.
Oh,
we got to tell Lefko that.
Yo, he got stroked.
Oh, Bubba, no.
Antoine Tanner.
Oh, no.
Oh. He caught the real fade right there.
Montez Thompson. Boop. Oh. Good morning. How are you? Or good afternoon, I should say.
He picked up a first down. Luckily, they recovered it.
Wow. Nice hands.
A.J. Boyd. Ooh, and A.J. Boyd. Hope he's okay because he's had an issue with his knee.
Yeah. Montez up the middle, fighting through, keeping the legs churning.
Look at that leg drive.
Are you serious?
Did our mics pick that up? The fan here in Antioch?
I assume so because I just heard, "Are you serious?"
It's like Dickie V.
Oh, my
man.
goodness.
Hey, Benjamin Whitmer, thank you for all the mute chats we got going on. He goes vid full screen. Wait, no, that's the same thing? I don't know. All right, so there's another look at Najee Harris on the sideline. And despite him being bottled up a little bit, Seo Kuka is loose.
Again. For 6 again.
And no answer for Seo Kuka.
Tough to have a comeback if you can't get a stop.
Oh, okay. We got some laundry, though, so that's a nice little break for Antioch.
That is another huge break for Antioch because the last thing they need is to give up another touchdown in the third quarter. So look, Dimitri Caffrey, Michael King.
Are you serious?
Plenty of people heard the "Are you serious?" from the stands.
That was awesome.
And I'm so glad that you guys got to share that with us because big moment there.
Keep sending your comments and your questions, any hashtags you want. Thanks, Lexi, says Felder Nelson. You're doing real great. Keep it up.
SWAT team.
Appreciate the love from the SWAT team in the comment section.
SWAT team.
Nina Crossland, go show some Pittsburgh love. I'm using my phone. We'll show you after this break. After this play, excuse me.
Another first down there.
We got a Facebook comment chiming in on our man Adam Lefko and the incredible work he's putting in today on the sidelines in the booth. Benjamin says hashtag cringe. That's not very nice, Benjamin.
I don't understand what was cringeworthy about his dancing. I don't get it. They weren't bad moves.
Wayne Thomas II, or Wayne Thomas 2. I don't know if you like Gary GP2. That was awesome. Are you serious? But I am using my phone. Look, I'm going to give you the up-close view of my phone. It says fans want love for Pitt on the Pitt side. Boom. Fans want love for Pitt. So I'm going to send that text right now to producer Sam.
He just walked right past us. All right.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? I mean, I feel like that's all I'm going to say now.
Seo Kuka, man,
he's having a day.
Luis Angel Fuentes, Bleacher Report, camp for Najee, but all you're seeing is Pitt just killing it out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
what are you going to say? What?
Yeah. I mean, technically we're not for anybody. We are here because of Najee Harris for sure, but we also respect the rivalry that is the big little game. This is the 100th meeting between these two schools. A rivalry that has been dominated by Pitt, though Antioch did get a huge comeback win last year. They're in a tough hole to try and beat Pitt back to back.
They're watching. I mean, this is an efficient offense. They make it work. They've got a quarterback that can burn you with his arm. Quarterback can burn you with his legs. Then you throw in what we're getting out of Montez Thompson today. I mean, he's proven to be a pretty quality running back himself. And so, I mean, when you're behind an offensive line that's got guys that are going to have an opportunity to play at the next level, you really can create some space. And when you got space, you got touchdowns, and they've got a lot of those right now.
We got Jeff Tangay watching Antioch, my hometown, from South Carolina. Thank you, Jeff, watching from the Beast Coast, pretty close to Felder. The other Carolina. It's closer than California. Don't look at me like
California,
that.
But like,
shoot.
You know, I'm from North Carolina. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Yep.
That's like the only Carolina we acknowledge is North Carolina.
No. So we got a question in the comment section from Timon Cross. What's the record between the rivalry? If you're curious, Pitt leads the all-time series coming into this game, 65, 27, and 7.
7 ties. Were those from like?
Very early in the rivalry. Very early. Those from, are those from like 1920? And sometimes they played twice a year. Sometimes they played twice a year. Regular season and playoffs.
Okay.
Only a few meetings in the postseason, though, for what it's worth. 41-21 is the score. Pittsburgh leads. 3 minutes and change left in the third quarter, and it's 4th down and goal, 4-yard line.
Again, stop would be pretty critical here.
Huge here, but Pittsburgh also needs those style points to sort of impress the Open Division Playoff Committee. Montez Thompson using his stiff arm and his leg drive. He cannot be stopped, Felder.
What a day. Have a day, young man. He is putting it together. What a day for Montez Thompson, the guy, his coach, again, talked about how excited he was just to be able to give it a go after missing a couple weeks. Man, I think they know, like you said, they know Bleacher Report is going to be here. They knew that people were going to be watching them, and they wanted to put on a show for everybody, and they're really stealing it.
So Montez Thompson, through 4 games and change, Felder, he was over 1,100 yards rushing. Then he hurts his ankle. Exactly. He was the country leader. He was 4th in the nation at the time, I believe. And he was on his way to shattering the Pittsburgh career rushing record. And he's ticked off that he's not going to get it. He's well aware of where he stood and where he stands now, and the fact that he's going to come up a little bit short. But he's helped put his team on top 48-21, where we like to watch a football game with you, interact with you guys, read your comments and your questions, including this one from Nicholas D'Agostino. Who's the best high school football team in the nation? It's tough because, also taking into account competition levels.
I'm going to go IMG. Why not, right?
They have a 5-star. They have more than 24 stars. Getting close to a dozen 3-stars. Everybody on their team has a recruiting ranking, basically. Yeah. All over the field. So Montez Thompson Now 16 carries, 129 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns. So Antioch High School, they need to make something happen and make something happen quick.
We're gonna get to see a little bit more Najee here. He's going back in the game after dealing with that cramp a series ago.
Yeah. So 2:49 left in the third quarter. And let's go to another Facebook Live poll to get our viewers back involved. Recruiting national championships. It's been dominated by Alabama for the better part of a decade, really. But who's going to take home the title in the class of 2017, of which Najee reigns supreme? If you think it's going to be Ohio State, give me the thumbs up. Love if you think the Tide will win it again. Laugh if you're like, haha, Boomer Sooner is actually the correct answer. And then give me the shock face if it's Notre Dame, and that makes sense because I would be surprised based on where the Irish sit right now if they were to come back and claim that top spot. So that's our Facebook poll again. Thumbs up for OSU, love for Bama, laugh for Oklahoma, and shock, the O-face, for the Irish of Notre Dame.
It's going to be really interesting for me. I look at this, and obviously you've got Ohio State, 5 stars, including Tate Martell. They've got Trey Grimes, Tyjon Lindsey, guys that can flat out play. And it's going to be tough to unseat them, although there are some big pieces still on the board. Alabama, the team that's won it over and over and over and over again. You look at the Alabama class, and obviously headlined by the #1 player in the country in Najee Harris. But Dylan Moses is another guy that a lot of people have as a 5-star outside linebacker. Alex Leatherwood, 5-star player. Van Darius Cowan is a 5-star player in some folks' minds. So there is a lot of talent collected by both of those schools. I think for Notre Dame, we're going to see them kind of fall back a little bit as other chess pieces come back to the board. Oklahoma is an interesting one for me because even though their season hasn't gone great, Bob Stoops has been crushing it in recruiting. I remember this summer out at the opening, it seemed like there was Oklahoma guys all over the place. I think it's headlined by Chris Robeson because he's the quarterback, a guy that he is the face of that class.
He can sling it.
They've got Broyles and Brown, and Trey Brown, Kennedy Brooks, Robert Barnes.
Yeah, the Killer Bees, as you call them.
Killer Bees there in the secondary with Brown and Barnes. It'll be interesting. I think teams like LSU, Georgia.
So ball is moved back to the Antioch 25.
I think teams like LSU, Georgia, A&M, Michigan, another one. Obviously, Michigan getting Najee would really boost their ranking, but definitely there's a lot of teams that have a lot of ground to gain. And one of my favorite classes is Clemson. Not big, but they've absolutely got an opportunity to make some headway.
All right, we'll check in with the Facebook audience and who they think will win the recruiting national title in a bit. But first, laugh.
Hey, what's up? I'm here with the First Lady of Football, Tianna. This is Najee Harris's mom. First, how freaking cool is this? I mean, what has this ride been like?
This has been the most craziest but funnest, realest ride I can say. I mean, for anybody in high school going through this is probably the most amazing thing somebody can go through.
How many letters do you think you have at your house for your son? Because you've saved them all because you're kind of a hoarder.
I'm a lightweight hoarder. I have, I want to say, close to over 1,000. I have 3 reusable grocery bags filled, and I'm working on a 4th.
And you were saying that Najee, answers the mail and goes, do you want this? Because he doesn't want it, but I'm curious because they got to sell you to also get Najee. So what are some of the most interesting sales pitches you've gotten from people?
Interesting?
Yeah. Or is there one you typically hear a lot?
You know, it's all basically the same. I don't think anybody said anything too interesting other than what we can do for your boy.
We can make him the legend. Yeah. So you are the Heisman Trophy.
We'll make him the next Heisman Trophy winner.
That would be pretty cool. I'm curious, you deal with 2 coaches that are very different people. Nick Saban, Jim Harbaugh. Have you talked to both of them?
Yes, I have.
How different are those 2 guys?
Well, okay.
Yeah, let's get deep here. Yeah, what is it like between the 2?
Okay.
No one's watching.
Right. Oh, you guys put me on the spot. I love them both. They're both great coaches.
We know they're both great, but what's a conversation like with Harbaugh compared to a conversation with Saban, just as human beings?
You know, they are two different guys, okay? Honestly, Harbaugh's real quirky, kind of funny guy, and Saban's down to business. So yeah, that's the difference.
Do you have any impersonations of them? Hey, it's Nick.
That's Harbaugh standing on the sideline.
It's a lot of pelvic in there, huh?
Harbaugh standing on the sideline.
I have a quick question. So Najee, some of the scores are in California, then the two big ones, Michigan and Alabama. Is it going to be weird with him far from home? I mean, I feel like your bond with him is so strong. What's it going to be like for your baby to be?
There's no ops choice. I'm going with them. I'm like going to be right on his heels. No matter where it is, I'm just going to be close enough to be able to watch his home games. I have to.
You're going to be a helicopter mom.
Well, I'm going to be there. I have to.
Just whatever school gets him, what kind of a kid are they getting?
Oh, they're getting a dedicated kid, somebody who, when he's playing for his team, it's all about his team, and that's it. So I don't think you can ask for anything more from a player.
Where's he going to school?
Can't tell you.
She's been answering that question a lot. Tianna, you're the best. You could tell where he gets the personality, his good looks. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm not trying to think, Najee. Don't come at me, Najee. Really good family, really good kid. Nelson Felder, back to you.
Thanks so much, Lefko. And like the spinning images, Mom. And we were talking to him the other night, and I asked Najee, I was like, what's your relationship like with your mother? Because I know they're super close. He's like, man, honestly, words can't even describe what it's like between me and my mom. And we talk about football sometimes, but other times we just talking about life and sharing the love that they have for each other. It's pretty cool. He can really. He's not a football robot, you know what I mean? No. Like there's some depth to him, there's some personality to him, a lot of heart to the kid as well. He's going to have to put this team on his back here as we kick off the fourth quarter. 48-21, Pittsburgh, and we got to give love to the Pirates today. I know fans are clamoring for it, and I feel like we've done a decent job of it because Seo Kuka and Montez Thompson have just frankly run all over the place this Saturday afternoon. Trey Turner has taken over at cornerback, the sophomore, and you know what his nickname is, Felder? They call him Mr. 6 Points because he likes getting 6 points, and his teammates know that.
Yeah.
He's got some swagger to him, does Trey Turner, that's for sure. And he's a guy who's not 100% either. I guess nobody is this time of year.
Yeah, tweaked his knee in practice a couple days ago, but he's out there giving it a go. After the day that Seo had,
yeah,
you got to give your young guy some reps now that you got a comfortable lead with just under 12 to go in the fourth quarter.
A lot of people, Kevin Schwartz among them, saying you should go to USC. Might start right away. He might start at Alabama right away if he beats the right guys on the depth chart. As Turner pushed out of bounds. Felder, we've shouted out the people who are watching across the country. How about people watching across the globe? Producer Sean in the truck has picked up some of those comments. Ben Loudon watching from Australia. This is the greatest game on earth. And then Grant Dean, Lawless, he's tuning in from the UK.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. That's BR Varsity Live Worldwide.
Yeah. Just you and me. We're just a pair of international lovers. Not you and me, but like, you know what I'm saying.
Saka. Hold on, the comments are moving so quick. Saka Faufiti says, BR, I know you guys are here for Najee in this game, but I must say, in my opinion, Seo Kuka is hands down # player of the game. At this point, Felder, it's hard to disagree with him.
I don't think that there's any debate about who's had the best game. He's done it with his legs a couple times, done it with his arm a couple times. He is putting together a performance that really is awesome. I think hopefully this puts him on a few more people's radar as a guy that can really play football. So,
who this broadcast or who this game or experience is going to touch.
It's for everybody.
We got to give the love to you guys because you guys have made it possible.
Pick 6.
Here's an interception. This is much needed for Antioch.
That's Antoine Turner.
Nobody in front of him.
Excuse me, that's a pick 6. Yeah, you saw it coming out of his hands. Sophomore made a mistake. You can't put the ball in the flats like that and let someone go make a play.
Now, again, we've talked about how important this game is for Pitt and what they're trying to do at the postseason here in California. And Trey Turner coming in, he likes to sling it around a little bit.
Left it behind his receiver. That was an easy interception for Antoine Tanner. He may not find one easier than that this year.
And we'll see what kind of momentum swing that can be for Antioch. They need a huge pendulum swing, obviously, down here 20 plus with 10:30 remaining here in the game. But Pitt has to win with some style points, and the coaches know that. So costly mistakes like that make it appear like a closer game than it is, that's going to hurt. All right, so Antoine Tanner, the senior, has done it all today on both sides of the football. Najee Harris, first 100 kids. Yeah, it happened. Take a look.
Kids got so much energy. I gotta practice. They do too. They still got energy.
For a minute, I was like, I'm gonna go one way, and probably all gonna like come in and leave their lanes. So they all came out their lanes and stayed there.
I think I'm there. Last kiss, man.
I think the best part about it is you know where you stand, and you can kind of control your own destiny. If you're in position, you know what you have to do to win.
Yeah, but that show is all about, oh look, Washington unbeaten in the Pac-12. Let's put them at 5 and get people pissed off.
When the fact of the matter is, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You take care of business.
I think a lot of times people forget that these deals were signed by relatively smart people. So Larry Scott didn't sign a deal for the new playoff to have his undefeated conference champion left out. Yeah. And the quicker people realize that, and the quicker people realize if you're a money school, you're going to be in when all things are equal, then people would have a little bit less to complain about.
Come here. All right, as you take a look at Victor Galley, Coach Galley in the sidelines of Pitt, you also got to do what Mike Watkins wants us to do in the comment section. He wants us to give a shout out and give some love for the defensive coordinator, Charlie Ramirez, for his game plan and what he's done to bottle up the #1 recruit in the country, and Najee Harris. Again, the stats have not, and the production has not been there for Najee today. He's been a little nicked up, but it's possible that he's held under 100 yards for the first time this season, and I believe the first time since his freshman year.
Goodness. We talked to Coach Ramirez. It was a monster plan. Yeah. We want to crowd the line of scrimmage. Check. We want to make sure we make our run fits. Check. We want to get bodies to the football. Check. We haven't seen one guy really tackling Najee. We've seen 4, 5, 6 guys. Right. Jumping on him, riding him to the ground, making sure that they stop his feet before he can get going. So that's a big-time football play. That's not a flag.
It's an easy flag, Felder. He was giving him a piggyback ride for 3 yards before the ball was in the air. The last time that Najee Harris finished with less than 100 yards rushing was October 17th of his sophomore year.
Oh, wow.
This is his senior year. So it's been a long time of Najee just running guys over. Again, 2,000 yards rushing for the 3rd consecutive season.
Another first down.
So he's going to be a player.
Thompson keeps getting it done, man. Man, he's having a day today.
You know, listen, talking to Montez, you can't help but root for a kid like that. See the passion in his eyes, the fire in his eyes when I started talking about this game, and he knew all the stuff, the bulletin board material, as Victor Galley called it at halftime with Lefko, that was being put up there by us, by Bleacher Report, and by media outlets each and every week, because they recognize the player that Najee is. But he's a guy who doesn't have any offers, and a player who feels he deserves to have one. And you watch him today, you see his production throughout his career at Pitt, and it's kind of baffling how he doesn't have an offer yet. I mean, especially schools that are in the area, like the San Jose States and the Sac States of the world. What are you doing that is preventing you from offering a kid like that? I would like to know.
Because I tell you, he's a guy that can play football at the next level. Whether that's FCS or Group of 5 football, he can play football at the next level.
Yeah.
Oop. Oh,
yep.
Wow.
Took forever to bring him down. Funny story real quick about Willie Hartz. The comment section, Danny Lumbre has been giving Pitt and Willie some love. So today we go to FedEx to print off our broadcast boards, and there was a new employee being trained by another employee, and she said, "Hey, are you guys broadcasting the game?" Well, yeah, you can watch it on Facebook. And she's like, "Hey, my cousin plays for Pitt." I'm like, "Oh, who's your cousin?" "Willie Hartz." Wow, he's really good. He's like, "Yeah, I know. He's still my baby cousin. That's how I see him. But apparently, he's really good at football." So I think the point of that is what this game means to the community, and how far it reaches.
Folks know what's going on.
They're very into this big little game. 100th meeting today between these two programs here on BR Varsity Live. He's Felder, I'm Nelson, and as always, we love you guys for watching with us. Let us know what you want to talk about in the comment section. Anything you want to ask Michael Felder.
Coach, we got Coach Galley here. He's still coaching. He's up 20 points with under 8 to go, and he's still coaching.
Let's take a listen.
After you drop your three-point stance, if they don't jump, you got to know who the fuck you're blocking. Get rid of the goddamn ball. April, okay? Let's go. Let's work this, man.
Listen, folks, the comment section definitely wanted to hear from the Pitt sideline, and you heard from them there.
Heard some from them right there. They're going to try and draw them offside.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to, the coach doesn't need to apologize. It's not the first time it's happened on Bleacher Report Facebook Live. All right, so the coach who's coming after Najee the hardest trying to flip him from Alabama is that guy, Jim Harbaugh. A 159-3 beating Maryland, but didn't like that call. I love those
the specs.
The specs there from Harbaugh. He's worn those the past few games, I know.
He's a glasses guy.
Glasses and khakis and that Go Blue Michigan man hat. But he's just a loving guy, is Najee Harris. He's a caring, humble kid. So that's the sort of personality he has. If those Alabama fans watching maybe trying to get a little more insight into who Najee is off the field, there you go. Can't speak highly enough for him. And both sides, both obviously Antioch loves him, but Pittsburgh has tremendous respect for him as well. Tim, who's winning, Alabama or LSU, that game tonight?
Who you got, Nelson?
I'm going to say Bama.
Yeah.
I'm not really going to hesitate in answering that way.
Yeah, I think Alabama.
You tried to get me or something. Like I was a bit, LSU. No, Alabama.
No, Alabama wins. I think they're going to win pretty big. Speaking of win, is Alabama going to win another recruiting
poll?
Ooh, Facebook poll for who's going to win that game. 0% for LSU. Yeah, I mean, I don't think LSU is the type of team that scares Alabama.
Yeah.
They don't have a quarterback that's dynamic. They don't have a guy that's really a threat. And I think that's the biggest issue for them when it comes to trying to beat Alabama.
Yeah. Here's another question. Who had the day's most entertaining performance, Najee Harris or our own Adam Lefkoe? You can chime in on that in the comment section right now. Nice play on the defensive side of the football from Willie Hartz. There he is again.
Gets up a little bit limpy.
Hey, that's a young buck you're going to want to know. Willie Hartz III, second on the team in interceptions. He loves Deshaun Watson, believe it or not, even though he's playing defense right now. I mean, he could play a number of positions at the next level. You still don't know that as he's a sophomore. Hobbling off the field. Hope he's okay. You know what? We asked what his dream school was, and even though he's got an offer from BYU and he's getting some bigger interest and will continue to do so, his dream school's Hawaii, UH.
Wow.
I mean, you know me. I love my bows.
I know you do, but well, this is the funniest thing. I think everybody loves the idea of going to Hawaii.
Oh.
Until they have to get on the plane.
Oh, Bubba, no.
That's not great.
Suboptimal play there for Antioch. Interception and
not exactly the anatomy of a comeback.
This under 8 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. You're down 20, and well, that just wasn't the throw Willem wanted to make. You wonder if he got hit on the follow through. He's holding his arm right now. Obviously, hope he's okay, but that's a big turnover for Pitt as they try to really put this one on ice.
Yep. No,
Yeah,
like I said, Hawaii, I think it's
I mean, the wide receiver saw that ball wasn't coming to him. And there's, wait, is that our guy?
Is that our guy?
Hold on. Producer Sean. What was his name? We had a comment earlier. If you guys are unfamiliar with what we're talking about, a comment said, if my comment gets 500 likes, I'm running shirtless across the field. And apparently, Wolfie, I forget his name.
He did it.
He wouldn't did it. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll back up, try and find this.
For those of you that did not see it, there we go. We got
there he goes. Yeah, other broadcasts are going to shy away from showing streakers or half streakers like this one. No, we're going to give you that weirdness because honestly, that's what we want. Now I'm curious, Facebook, would you want to see my man Michael Felder run across the field shirtless? Well, first of all, Felder, have you ever done that, and would you ever do it?
I would never do that, first of all.
If you want to see it, put yes.
No, let's not.
Or hashtag Felder Streak. Hashtag Felder Streak in the comment section. Let's peer pressure the hell out of my man.
I am 30.
I don't care.
I don't run.
Listen.
I don't play sports anymore. I don't run.
You love your body.
I do.
So why not show it to the people?
It'd be a nice stroll. It'd be a solid stroll. Najee still outperforming Adam Lefkoe.
Yeah, that's a stunner. I gave you the angry face for Lefkoe. Wolf Montes was the commenter, and I believe our streaker. I'm not going to call him a suspect because good on him for having the stones to do it. And he got off scot-free, I think. I mean, he gone.
Yeah, I think I think he evaded the whole situation.
He's back in Pittsburgh right now, for all I know. Matt Camp says hashtag Nelson and Felder Streak. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
Camp, that wasn't an option.
Get some skin in the game, dude.
But look at Cody Sutton, Sebastian Katia, Felder Streak. A lot of people want to see that body.
Someone just said something about my belly. I saw that.
Let's see. Enrique Williams Jr. That's good, brother. Yeah, we don't want to see that.
Yeah, dude. In the words of Biggie, I'm too fat. Must around to have a heart attack.
Enrique, yeah, his belly too big. Oh man, it's that popcorn. Give me some of that, by the way.
Popcorn. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Not the 2 slices that I'm gonna crush. Right. That I'm gonna crush as soon as we get out of here.
Facebook. Love you guys.
Definitely gonna listen. I'm gonna go 2 slices of pepperoni.
Yeah, Matt Camp, take that from Tim. Hashtag Camp Streak. Well, Camp's at home, so he can go streaking with his 2 pups, Frank and Beans. Felder, we're hopping on red eyes tonight, heading back to the East Coast.
We are.
You're heading to North Carolina. I'm heading right back to New York City. Lefkoe and I are both going straight to the studio because it's
you guys are animals.
A big day of NFL. Yeah. So we got a fantasy show, Sunday Fantasy Live at noon Eastern, 12 p.m. Eastern time, getting you ready to set your fantasy lineups. And then Sims and Lefkoe both go live after the first set of afternoon games. Montez Thompson put into a spin cycle. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
You got to wrap him up and get him on the ground. I mean, he's making them pay for not tackling.
Look at him. He's shaking his head. Yeah, I did it.
What? He's a heck of a football player, man.
Yes, he is. Look, you could tell me.
I like him. Listen, I'll pound the table for this. If you are a college football recruiter that wants a running back that runs hard, that's got good vision, I mean, this is the guy that you can put on your program. He is good.
Yeah.
He is a really good running back.
Oh.
There it is.
Do your dance, Montez.
You ugly.
No, he's not. His game's been pretty. No, Felder, producer Connor saying 21 played his ass off all game. He's 100% correct. 24 carries, 180 yards.
4 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
Montez Thompson,
we told you guys when we got in. keep your eyes on him.
Came into today with 24 rushing touchdowns. Now he's got 24.
What?
I got love for this kid, man. He took about 25 minutes out of his practice the other day to talk to me about his team and himself in this game and what it meant to him. He was the guy who said, listen, we're pissed off about last week and we're pissed off about last year giving up those 2-score leads to lose those games. But after his 4th touchdown, you got to celebrate in style.
Got to.
Hey, give me those thumbs up on Facebook Live for the dance route from Montez Thompson, and I need those right now. Yeah.
Hey, guys. So I've been thinking about it.
Okay.
I would rather see Felder streak than Nelson.
100%.
Only in hopes of a truffle shuffle at the end. But I did think about it, guys. Man, how much do you think you would get fined in the NFL if you streaked after a touchdown? So you score and you rip the helmet, the shoulder pads, the jersey off, and you just start running around.
I mean, we won't put anything past the commissioner and his trash rules and fining policies, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
He might throw a guy out of the league.
Yeah, I think it might happen. So that guy that streaked, is it technically a good streak if no one chases you? Because he got out and he hopped the fence, and I got it all on Instagram. Check it out, the Bleacher Report Instagram. But if you streak and no one chases you, is it really a streak?
That's a good point, Lefko. I still think it counts because he was out there. I just think that I think security was so wrapped up in the football game, they didn't realize they should have been doing their job.
Here's what my streaking strategy would be. I go right out to the middle, I pose like T.O. on the star, and I wait for the clumsy security guards come, because the reason you're streaking is for the highlight reel where you make one of those dudes miss.
Lefko, how many thumbs up, I'm going to put a comment in the section right. How many likes would it take?
Oh, hold on, Nelson. Call this part. I like it a lot.
Dunny Bunny, hopping into the end zone. Touchdown, Antioch.
I'm going streaking. That's it.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Where is he?
He's down here, and he is absolutely not.
I am not going to streak.
Come on, man.
I don't want to intimidate people with what I'm working with here, okay?
Lefko, you've been getting that body tight. You've been getting that body right.
I know. I'm holding a candy bar right now, and it's all going to crap. Quarterback is hurt, though, on the side. Right now, he's actually holding his right arm. He was actually on the ground watching that touchdown play, but he's shaking it out. It seems to be more of an elbow or a forearm, but he's holding it limp. I actually just did an injury report. That actually went pretty well.
Yeah, you nailed that, bro.
What was your second injury report of the day?
Second of the day, man. You're on fire, Lefko. You've been cutting up the rug and putting up the injury reports. Listen, Isaiah Dunn with a touchdown, and Felder, for those who are interested in recruiting, Isaiah Dunn, one of the names to watch. I was talking to Brandon Huffman, our friend from Scout, and he has chronicled this kid who's had a monster spring and summer. 8 offers since May. I think he's up to 9 now, most notably BYU, Utah, and San Diego State. The number 97 cornerback, in the class of 2017, currently a 3-star, trying to get that rating up. That touchdown may help him a little bit. I mean, yeah, Najee's not the only recruit on this team. You got Isaiah Dunn, you got Amari Harris, who's a 4-star linebacker, 225th overall in the country. He's got offers from Cal, Nebraska, Utah, Eastern Washington. So 54, 35, 3:15 left. It's going to take something special here. This is why Antioch's onside kicking, and that one just out of the reach of DeJuan Butler, for sure. But we will not sacrifice our weirdness to talk about recruiting. I just refuse to do it, Felder.
I will find a way to do both of those things. Don't you worry. And there is a lot of recruiting to talk with. This one, we're talking a lot of Najee in terms of what he is for this Alabama class, one of 4 or 5 stars in the group. When you talk about the Ascenders and what they have, plus you throw in Bishop Sullivan, the headline by Kalen Laybourne, like they've got an opportunity to that game's going to have guys that everyone's going to know in the next few years.
Let's take a peek, though, at what Najee is going to follow up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, if, in fact, he stays committed to the Crimson Tide. 2:36 remaining in this game as Pitt's going to try and run out the clock with Montez. Again, hashtag offer Montez.
Stay in bounds.
Stay in bounds, dude.
Got to stay in bounds there.
You want to see him go down. But there's Najee Harris. He wears number 2, but he's the #1 recruit in the country. Now, Felder, you go back to T. Rich in 2009, T.J. Yeldon, Derrick Henry, Damian Harris, B.J. Emmons.
Mark Ingram before that.
Mark Ingram even before that. My question for you is not where do you think Najee stacks up against those guys. It's more about what Najee's going to do at the next level. We've seen a lot of questions today about where Najee is actually going to play at the next level. Rob Poe is curious, what do you think his best position is? Obviously, he's rated as a running back, and he's a beast there, but do you think he's better on the defensive side of the ball? Similar to the conversation you were having when Derrick Henry was coming
we
out.
had that same conversation about Derrick Henry, and he ultimately ended up sticking
for Montez Thompson.
For Montez. He ended up sticking on the offensive side, and it worked out great for him playing now for the Tennessee Titans. I think we're going to see Najee stick on the defensive side. On the offensive side. Wow. I think we're going to see him stick on the offensive side. He's a guy that he gets it. He's a good running back. He's got, again, the vision that you cannot teach. He's got the ability to shed tacklers. So I expect him to stick on that side, especially when you have another guy like a Dylan Moses coming in that's a little more polished on the defensive side to play the position that we'd probably like to slot Najee into. So he's going to stick there. But the big thing for him, man, he's going to be running behind Alex Leatherwood, and me and you got a chance to see him down in New Orleans for the regional, and then again out in Oregon during the opening. And Leatherwood is a bad dude. You throw in Leatherwood, you throw in Jonah Williams, who's already there.
You said he's like a remix of DJ Fluker.
With more polish, but he's got that same punishing punch that we saw out of DJ Fluker. He's got the same anger. He gets it done.
Producer Connor is wondering, will Najee have an Anthony Barr-type position switch? It's certainly an interesting question, though, Phil.
He can do that, but I don't think he will. But he certainly can. He's good enough to do it.
Here's another thing. You take a look at this kid's frame right now, 6'3", 225. When he gets to Alabama and that weightlifting program and that nutrition program, he's going to put on more size, more muscle, more weight as he's just going to keep growing. I see Lefko on the sidelines. Lefko, if you want to give me a little juju on that beat.
There it is.
Do your dance, do your dance, left. You pretty.
Look, you your daddy, son.
Hey. I love it. Give me a thumbs up if Bruce Lefko, Papa Lefko's watching today. We may look like idiots sometimes. You know how much we care. How many Fs do we give Felder on a scale from 1 to 10?
0.
Yeah, that's accurate.
0. As one of my favorite podcasts would say, we are just vibing, keeping it tight.
Yeah.
If you need me, I'll be on my mobile.
Oh, man, the comment section actually loving it. Tanya Marie, A. Linnell Roberts, A. LOL.
There it is.
So listen, we're just trying to get it going here. The big little game. This is a big deal here by the Bay.
This is huge.
Yeah.
For Pittsburgh. They got the style points that they wanted.
No doubt.
They got the W that they needed.
And we might get a damn offer for Montez Thompson.
There's an INT right there. He's going to get an offer.
Big time interception on the back end for Pitt.
Look at the day so far for Montez Thompson. He has proved that he belongs on the big stage. Lights got bright, or the sun got bright, I guess, because it's still daytime. But he took it to the house early. He's done it in every quarter, big plays. He did it catching the football. He's shown a skill set with leg drive, with vision, with a little bit of power to go behind his pads. He can finish off runs. I truly believe somebody's got to give this kid, put an offer in his hand tomorrow, or in the words of my man from Jack Reacher, he needs an offer yesterday. So 27 carries, 237 yards. He was the mark. He put on a show today, him. So now we actually have a question. Who is the player of the game?
Oh, man. Yeah, in Say's defense, he looked like maybe he got nicked up, and then Trey Thompson comes in.
There it is.
Pittsburgh's just going to knee this one out with 1:20 remaining. Hey, comment from Sabrina Perez, would rather see Pitt's band than see old guys dance. Wow. We're not old. We're in our prime. Thank you very much, Sabrina.
Wow.
But for real, appreciate the comment. Also, do have to shout out Pitt's band because it is legitimate. Not joking about that, not trying to pump any tires, but look it up.
Old guys.
Pirates know how to jam. Yeah, old guy.
So on brand right now.
You're salty about that old guy comment.
I'm so on brand right now. Don't call me old.
So Montez Thompson, you saw the big day that he had 5. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns, north of 200 yards rushing. Yeah, you fly that flag. I mean, hey, we saw a massive game out of a running back.
Yeah, not the running back that folks were expecting, but we did see a big day out of a running back, and hopefully that big day helps lead with everything else that he's built to him get an opportunity to do something big at the next level.
Keep that going, folks. On Facebook, on Instagram, on, I don't care, Snapchat, Twitter, MySpace, wherever, hashtag offer Montez. The dude has no offers right now, and I have no idea why.
Get them. Hey, get them.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right,
Don't do that.
let's head down to the field.
Show some class. Hey, great
And
job,
Coach
boys.
Victor Galley says, don't do that stuff, show some class. That's the type of guy he is. Now listen, him, Coach Galley, and John LUCIDO are actually good friends. Their wives are friends. They know each other well.
Good luck. Good luck. Good job, you guys.
These communities are close in proximity.
I like
Not a ton of love lost between the football
Hey,
programs.
nice job, you guys. Nice job. Nice job, Coach.
But Coach Galley impressing on his team after a
Hey, good
big
luck, you
win,
guys, in the
avenging the loss to Antioch
Good job,
a year
you guys.
ago, in which they gave up a 2-touchdown lead in the second half and lost that game in the league title. They come back big time in 2016, 61-35, led by Montez Thompson, Seo Kuka. And that defense, I'm not going to focus on the offensive guys because Felder, that defense was on fire today.
Yeah, they made a bunch of plays. They really worked their plan of slowing down Najee Harris. Slowed him down to big lay, held him to his lowest total in a long time. But that's for Pittsburgh, playoffs are the next step. For Najee, the next step's Alabama. And when you look at that group and what he's got on deck, he's the headliner in a recruiting class that's just absolutely amazing. I mean, we've mentioned Leatherwood, we've mentioned Dylan Moses. Didn't even get to your guy, Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, so, close friend with Najee Harris for sure. But you take a look down there, Seo Kuka and his teammates Montez Thompson and all the Pirates wearing orange and black, holding up the Big Little Game trophy. This has been a rivalry that spanned centuries, I guess. We're on the second century.
I would say, yes, technically.
Yeah, technically,
yes. 100 times those.
Yeah, now we're into the second century.
We're into the second century.
And there's some years, remember, they didn't play the game. So, and Pittsburgh's dominated
World War
it. Yeah, that's a valid excuse to not play a football game. So all the celebrations and the pictures being taken right now for Pitt. The visiting team came into Antioch and laid the smackdown on them, quite frankly, 61-35. And all credit to those Pirates over there. That's an experienced team.
They are. They're an experienced team. They're an organized program.
Experience up front, I need to clarify, but overall very young.
In the back end.
Yeah. And listen, remember, they had Yacht Boys going in the stands earlier.
Yep.
Listen in right now. Pittsburgh's the champ.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, no, Pittsburgh now 9-1. They needed some style points against a good football team in Antioch and the #1 player in the country. They certainly got that today. We'll see what the playoff committee does here in California. That's the open division. I know Pittsburgh wants a crack at De La Salle. You also got to keep an eye on Freedom, which is unbeaten and beat both these teams. Hey, Jaden.
Oh, that's our guy.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see a ton of him in the game, but this is going to be a future star.
Who's got an offer from Utah State. He is a sophomore, 6'3", 185, tremendous athlete, tremendous dancer, and hands down the best singer on the team, firing things up in that post-game celebration for Pitt. Jaden, just call him Jay, Tawanu'u.
That's exciting. That was
man, that got me going, man. I'm ready for another game.
Up, man.
I'm sorry, due respect to Montez, to Lefko, to Antioch. Jaden just took home the trophy. All right, let's send it down to our man Lefko's with the winning head coach. All right, listen in to Victor Galley's with his winning bunch.
Hey, I'll tell you what, a hell of a lot better film than last week. That's for damn sure. So, hey, great job. great game, way to fight. Hey, now hey, let the chips fall where they may. I think we made a pretty good case for. I'm hoping that we got freedom. That's going to be our next game. We get freedom. So, hey, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. But Monday we will not be in pads. Monday we just come to school. We're just watching film. But we'll just watch. There's no practice on Monday. It's just film, and then we should have a bye. We should have a bye. Hey, I like it. Don't worry about it. So let's see what happens, and then we'll go from there. I'll make the schedule up. But hey, you guys, enjoy your weekend. Let's take this party back to Pittsburgh. Let's go.
Hey, what, we dancing though? Is this dance night?
Wait.
Get your
All right, you hear Coach Galley in Pittsburgh getting fired up after that big win, hoping for a playoff victory, and they're turning things up a little bit.
Go ahead.
We're going to turn it up as well and send it down to our man Adam Lefkoe with Najee Harris.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm here with the reason we were here, Najee Harris. Najee, I know this sucks. Let's just say it. But I've read a lot about you, and I've met you for a little bit, and I see how kind of a good person you are. You spent so much of your life on this field, kind of honing your craft. And I don't know if you're going to get to play on this field again. So I'm just curious, what does this field and this town and kind of everything mean to you in such a cool moment?
Oh, well, it means a lot because this is where I started my freshman year. You know, it's the first high school I went to, and I was on this team when we was 1-9 from all the way to winning records. So this means a lot, but, you know, I just got to move on.
Yeah. Season's not over. What are you going to help lead these guys? I know you want to pass leadership as well, but how do you keep these guys going and say, listen, I don't want to start thinking about what college I'm going to. I still want to fight. How do you pass that along?
Well, I mean, by forgetting this day, I guess that's a start. And then just worry about, you know, the locker room and the team and the family, and then hopefully we just get past it and just start up again.
You are going to have 1 million people and their mothers coming up to you now and going, where's it going to be? Where's it going to be? If you'd like to handle it all right now, anyone's going to come up to you. I don't think this is going to work, but what would you tell all of them at this very moment? Because the next few months will be a lot of questions.
About my recruiting? Yeah. Let me enjoy my recruiting. That's all I want to say. Let me enjoy it. That's all. You know, nothing too special.
How old are you?
18.
Life's coming fast.
Yeah, that is, but I mean, that's what it's all about. It's all right.
For you, for processing a game like this, I know you didn't. What did they do? What did you find them doing that they were so successful in slowing you down, Pitt? Yeah.
Oh, just being aggressive. I mean, at the end of the game, you know, it's the aggressive man who makes plays, and that's what they did. So much respect to the defensive coordinator, you know, and yeah, it's really just who's aggressive, and it was more aggressive.
Najee, after a loss, how do you process? Did you go home, you play Xbox? Like, how do you change your mindset?
Listen to Les Brown.
That's your motivational speaker.
Exactly.
Do you have a Les Brown quote that you'd like to impart with us, you intelligent 18-year-old?
Well, I do, but I wouldn't say it. You know, I know it, but I just don't know right now. It's I just forgot. But I know it, but I just don't know the word.
I believe you. It would be something to the effect of be in the present. Live in this moment. You will achieve your dreams, and you will go to the highest mountain and the tallest peaks. And you do. I know, but this is Adam Lefkoe. All right, so let me finish. Okay. Everybody knows, and I'm going to impart some knowledge. I know sideline reporters aren't supposed to do this. You're a very smart kid. You're a very good kid. You're a very driven kid. And everyone knows that the work you've put in will lead to the success in your future. We at Bleacher Report, and I think football fans all over the place want the best for you. The next few months are going to be crazy. They're going to be in your Twitter timeline, your Instagram feed. It's only because they're impressed by you, and they want to see you do greatness. And I know that you're going to get there because you will, because that's who you are. I'm proud of you, dude.
Thank you. Thank you, Bleacher Report, for coming out here, actually.
Yes. Is there one last thing you want to say to all the people out there before we let you go?
Don't stop chasing your dreams.
Najee Harris, you the dude. Hey, take that stuff right there, and that's motivation for you to kick people down the rest of the way. Awesome. Hey, that's Najee Harris. I'm Adam Lefkoe. Nelson Felder. Wrap this bad boy out. I'm talking too much.
That was great.
Thanks. Left dropping some knowledge on that young man, and he's right. He was showing me all the quotes Najee Harris was the other night.
Okay, this is Anthony Schultz with the post-game show here right on Delta TV, and let's go now to Mike Cronenwett on the sideline with Antioch's Isaiah Dunn.
I'm here with senior Isaiah Dunn, who had 4 receptions, over 100 yards receiving, and the long touchdown. Isaiah, unfortunately, came in on the short end of the stick today, but tell me about your performance and especially that one long reception you had there.
I just had to, we were losing. I was trying to make plays for the team, keep us alive, energetic, obviously, and this sucks we came up short, but I feel like I like when, I mean, I don't like losing, but when we lose and we still, I can see the team still playing, I like to see that at least. So it was cool at the end.
Yeah, and it was definitely a team effort. I mean, the team didn't quit, which you always want to see, but also with you guys coming in to the playoffs next week, right back into the playoff picture and try to make a run. But tell me, Isaiah, on that touchdown itself, you saw the read. What made you cut outside? Was it more you saw the safety, or was the play designed that way? Tell me a little bit about that touchdown itself.
No disrespect to the corner, but I saw, like, the whole game I was just running right past him. So I figured just take an outside release, and our coach Bulla, shout out Coach Bulla, he tells us to always, if it's inside breaking route, always get outside and at least like stack them. So I knew if I got outside of him, at least get back on top of him, and I'd be wide open. And my quarterback put it on the money.
Perfect. And folks, before Isaiah goes off to college, as we were talking, he's got a few options on the table. You folks will be able to see him, hopefully more than one more time, as the Panthers will wait to see who they play in the playoffs next week. Back to Tony at the post-game show.
All right, thanks, Mike. So the competitive phase of this game was kind of over right about halftime. A 61-35 final as Pitt wins the 2016 Big Little game. Tanner, 85-yard pick six. That came at 10:26, made it 48-28. You saw Isaiah Dunn, 76-yard TD catch there. And then, of course, Montez Thompson with the 52-yard run for the touchdown. He finished with 5 touchdowns today and over 240 yards, and Montez well over his typical game average, about 187 yards. And I believe we're going to have a running back comparison that we can pull up here. And really, it was no contest today. Montez with the big game, 5 touchdowns. On the other side for Najee, just a couple of touchdowns and way below his per game average today. And it was just not the day for the star running back Najee Harris, and there you see it, 19 carries, just 66 yards on the ground for Najee. He did have 51 yards receiving on 4 catches, just a couple of touchdowns, but as he concludes the regular season of his excellent career, and I believe 2,000 yards in each of his last 3 seasons, sophomore, junior, and senior year. What an incredible, incredible career here at Antioch, and that will continue in the college ranks. Montez Thompson, what a huge game. 243 yards, 5 touchdowns on the 29 carries, and oh, by the way, 32 yards on the 1 reception. So you see the running back comparison, not much of a comparison today. Montez Thompson, a guy with some schools looking at him. San Jose State, I believe, was one of them. Sac State was also one, Utah State, and yet nobody has actually inked this guy to a contract. Maybe because he's just 5'8" and 185 pounds. Guys, get on this. This is a great, great player, and he had a great day today. So the final stats, let's take a look at the final numbers now. And here they are, the first downs in favor of Pitt. There's the rushing yards, and big, big totals there, as you see, for Pittsburgh. Passing yards, and Antioch put up a lot of passing yards here today. And then the total yards, over 600 yards for Pittsburgh. Now, Dan and I talked about this in the pregame, that it was going to be tough for Antioch to stop Pittsburgh, but I had no idea it was going to be anywhere close to 664 yards. So Pittsburgh really rolls over Antioch today in the 2016 Big Little game. They win it by that final score of 61-35. Now, of course, neither of these teams' season is over. As far as the playoffs go, Pittsburgh, it looks like they are going to get a bye week. They'll have that selection day tomorrow to find out who is going in. Antioch will probably get in as well. They may have a game next week, and who knows, we might have a game for you on Delta TV as far as the postseason goes. But what a game it was. A lot of great plays, but it was just too much Pitt here as they take care of Antioch by a final of 61-35. Now, we hope to do a lot more here at Delta TV in the coming months and years, and we want to know what you'd like to see. So please give us a call. Contact us, actually, cctv@contracostatv.org. Let us know what you would like to see on the Contra Costa TV network, and we'll try to bring you a lot more of that. Also here with Delta TV, we've got KLSN that we are trying to partner up with, the radio station that will be on here in East County, and we hope to get that up running very soon. And Delta TV, Contra Costa TV, and KLSN, hopefully we're going to be able to partner up and do a lot of games together, do a lot of other things. And again, what would you like to see and hear on these stations? We want to bring it to you. Well, for all of us here at Delta TV, I'm Anthony Schultz saying so long from the 2016 Big Little game right here in Antioch.